Hey guys, welcome back to the RnR podcast, episode something. We're running low on regulars. Everyone is dying. Grant is out. Bad Fan died. Max is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, dog.
So it's just me and my good friend Dom. What's going on, Dom?
Hey, it's going good.
So Dom, we're doing something different from now on. Since we're running low on regulars, people are dropping like flies. We're going to do a thing where if you would like to be someone on the podcast for one episode, maybe two if you're lucky, message me and Dom on Twitter. Today, we have Peridot. What's going on, Peridot?
I'm the new regular. Don't tell O-Dog, he'll be mad.
And we have Jamie from York. What's going on,
I'm
Jamie?
a slightly older regular.
And Dom, our round today that's with us, I don't know if they really even want to be on. What do you think?
No, I don't think think they've shown enough.
We're just here for the ride.
It's Back in Time, hosted by Lenboy. What's going on, Len?
Holy shit, my fortune is thick.
We got Tiago, Render Maker.
Wow.
We got Colds, member of Round.
Hi, I'm Cold Bacon.
And we have Kid, another member of the Round.
Big member, big boy.
So,
But have you made every season?
Instead of talking about topics, because it's been about a year since we posted an actual episode, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of an exaggeration. We're only going to be talking about a
Yikes.
bunch of ours that come out. We have a bunch to talk about. We're going to start off with the revival of the RnR Clash. Only 4 of the 5, I believe, have happened.
Yeah,
so
it's
far.
5, yeah.
Out of
Yeah,
like
5.
8. We're
missing 2.
3. Oh, 2? Which one are we missing? Okay, it doesn't matter.
Very
who we're
risk.
missing. So the ones that have happened, it's Agency Pathfinder, Phobia and Risk and Reward, Ambition and Conception, Fission and Evo, and International and WMC. So as opposed to talking about each one individually, let's just talk about the revival of the clash itself.
Desire New Dawn.
that happened.
Oh, that was amazing.
With the famous quote of "We're throwing this," but
that was such a good one.
all right,
Lord.
so we're going to just talk about the Clash in general and the revival. So if anyone has opinions on the revival of the
New
Clash,
Dawn is
let's
the
hear 'em.
best recorded round.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think they did a better job. It's more organized than it was the first time, at least being in the Discord and everything. Discord made it a lot easier,
It's
I
being
think.
more advertised as an actual tournament rather than the first one, which was just kind
Yeah,
of
the
like,
first
hey,
one was just kind of like random bang, bang, bang.
Hey,
But this one's more...
RnR and Hilton Quiver, they're cool. They can diggity dog together.
Shut
and then
up.
they
Who are
did
you
that, like, 6
mocking?
times.
Like,
Yeah.
because I remember the thing about the first Clash that really bothered me is they had that one like losers round where it's just one rep from the round and they were in an FFA and the winner got back in
They
the
did
tournament.
that?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
that was
I don't-
there was since they didn't have a good.
Oh,
they
I
didn't
do
have
remember that.
They didn't have like enough rounds playing to make a
No one
proper
gave a
tournament.
shit,
So they
just
had
did it
they had
FFA.
they had to have a losers round to bring one back in. So it was just an FFA with one person from each round.
That's actually kind of cool.
Fucking garbage.
That reminds me of like when Joey
This
and
is the one you
Acorn did
won?
like fighting terrorism against Indonesia.
Wasn't that in All-Stars? Alright.
It will be for season 5, you know it.
Yes, and that one round with Timon and Coolest, I don't remember what they
Oh,
called it.
Pinch
Royalty.
Royale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
There's
good.
been a lot of
Yeah,
those.
okay.
Those are good. Oh,
Um,
no, it's
I have a
nothing
question,
like...
though.
Oh.
Does
At
anyone
first, you
else-
think the Clash is a good idea? Gets
Well,
more,
no.
especially
my question
in
was
a,
going to be
especially in a
decent.
less active round. Well, I mean, watching thing kind of gets people more involved. I feel like, especially have you seen the reps for these rounds? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a
Some of
little
them are
bit
nutty.
messy because there's a lot of
Way
rounds.
Yeah, it's.
I think after first round...
There were like what 8 involved in the first one, and they doubled that. And there's like it's a requirement to have 6 per. So like, I don't know, and like a lot of rosters mix in now, so it's harder to find like different reps for each round. Like I know 3 different rounds were fighting over Flues for the longest time.
That's
Because Flues plays like
Man.
everything there.
real
Flues
tough
is-
pick.
Yeah, I think that might be a good time to talk about
It's
the
like the prom
the-
game.
I also
Good time to
well,
talk about
Kirby-
the
Kirby also did that
monstrosity.
betting thing, which
What
was interesting.
monstrosity?
the monstrosity of the phobia team.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
So one
Yeah.
so Jamie and Don, why don't you guys reveal to us what the average debut date was for your reps?
1 second, let me work this out.
Oh, also, wee woo, organizational change. Crimson no longer organizes Phobia, apparently.
We talked about that.
Wee-woo,
I'm pretty sure.
wee-woo.
I'm pretty sure we mentioned that in the awards episode.
Well, in case we didn't, we're reminding him. So.
Oh yeah, by the way, yeah,
What?
me and Jamie have both played 2 seasons of Phobia and now organize it. Woo.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
The average debut season was season 7.
Ooh.
Which, if you look at it, that was 2 years ago now.
Holy
And you
fuck.
also had season 6 Timon, who hadn't played another season besides 6, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Did
Fighting-
you guys give
fighting
Berg?
RnR, which
That's true.
kind of
Hey,
works
RnR
better
half
with.
well in
All I'm
effect.
gonna say about RnR's reps is that Bourne played All Stars for them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
yeah.
And with
Hey,
that,
is
No,
that's a good
okay,
thing.
Wait, real quick. I was watching the All Stars montage and I saw Bourne. I'm like, oh, Bourne was on the New Dawn team.
Yeah.
Then he died.
I played for Ambition
Yeah,
for some reason.
whoops. All right.
Also,
yeah.
what are you guys thoughts on? Because Kirby did that like betting, right? On
Okay,
the-
is Matt is Matt rigging that or something?
No,
How would Matt be
No,
just
no, Mav
guessing every
doesn't.
time.
No, Mav is. I was talking to him, and he was. I remember someone in the channel was like, "I can tell you," and he genuinely was like, "No, don't tell me like who wins. I want to actually try and."
It's
do it."
also pretty easy to guess who's gonna win.
Yeah, I
looking
would.
at the
I would
teams.
say
I'm not
so,
Yeah,
gonna
it's
lie.
far,
Rupert.
so far, none of them have been too hard to tell.
I mean, Fission Evo was always going to be a tough call.
I thought the Fission team was a lot better than the Evo team, to be honest. When I first
Yeah,
saw
I don't
it.
know why people were kind of like
Everyone was
freaking out over the
saying,
Evo
like,
team.
Yeah, I don't know why. I thought the
Like,
Fission team was a lot.
I think
more
it's fair to
powerful.
say the next match will be out by now.
Which one?
Ours.
We didn't play. Stop spoiling. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's coming out
Okay,
tomorrow,
what about
but
ours?
Classic frenzy.
Wait, it's coming out.
yeah.
We'll make it easier now, so.
Oh my goodness.
I think we should move on to the.
All right. Is there any rounds in from the clash? In
To be
general you
fair,
guys wanna
Cole
bring
did
up?
say he was already in the Discord.
Yeah, but that could be for anything.
What do you wait? What was you guys' opinions on like maybe having to redo one of the clashes? Because I know like the agency
don't-
Pathfinder one was kind of like.
You can't
you do
redo.
think-
It's
I don't
already been
think you
uploaded.
can,
It's a bit too
yeah.
late.
Well,
for
right,
that.
no, I'm saying like
yeah.
in the scenario, do you think that it should have been a discussion or they should have
No.
Because
I
that's
don't think so,
it's like
because
it's like a
well,
tournament
it's
type thing.
So
You
yeah, it would
snooze,
be
you
weird-
lose.
Yeah, if a different team won the redo,
Thank you,
it would be
Dom.
really awkward.
I guess.
That would be weird.
No, it wouldn't.
I don't
But
think
you
there
can't.
should
But
be redos.
Two
you,
winners.
you wonder if the first one was even legitimate because the entire Pathfinder team was just kind of fucked from the beginning.
Oh, maybe
so
it
I
should have
don't
been an
know.
EU round. Oops.
Yeah. Me, yeah.
Like, the
We're
thing
in
is,
third place.
Of course,
Yeah,
of
fuck.
Know your
course,
place in
of
America.
course, I'm
Foreigners.
gonna come across. I will come across as biased because I'm in Pathfinder, but I do feel like, of course, play EU team playing on a US server is they're gonna lag a little bit, but their lag was
At
like,
cold.
their lag was like way worse than normal, like honestly, and
Okay.
it would have
there's
been.
a certain someone that I want to bring up in this though.
Wait, why were
Okay.
they on an AU? They
I
weren't
want
on
to.
an AU server.
They were not an AU server, but
I
Yeah,
said,
what
it
you
said
wanted,
U.
what
I
was-
said US.
Oh, I swear you said AU. What?
all right.
No,
so
you're just deaf.
a certain man named M50 was pretty upset about his lag, and if you watch his perspective over, there was 0, but it just like yeah, but for the EU people, yeah, it was pretty.
Didn't
Yeah.
Katie play for that team?
And who?
Didn't Katie play for Pathfinder?
Yeah. First mistake there. That I
Oh.
just
Yeah, that was a pretty bad
Wait.
pick.
Lego hates transgenders.
Oh my god, Lego.
Ugh.
Was
Whoa,
Casey
just
the
do a
only
cut.
person so far in the clashes to
Hold up.
die before like the meter?
No,
Or, like, not me, I'm sorry, I
PBR
meant
died in PBR died
Did
before
he?
me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was PvP, but he still
Wait,
died.
didn't New Dawn and Desires
Oh yeah,
end
sorry.
in
I
episode
forgot.
2?
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah, sort of.
Dude,
Yeah.
did,
New
yeah.
Numbers Desire was such a good one.
Yeah. Who was it that got launched? Phased, who just got absolutely knockered.
The
And
Desire
somehow
had
Lord got a kill.
What?
Did he?
I have no idea.
Pretty
Don't
sure he
move
killed-
Lord in
I'm
here
pretty
and
sure
we
he
can
killed
talk.
Tommy or something like that.
What a
No, he killed
legend.
Jake.
Should we move to the?
Yes. The next one.
Is that it for the clash? Okay.
I
Dom.
think we've covered
Alright,
everything.
Lego
in the
was
clash, really.
muted, so I was gonna tell you to
Alright.
do it, Dom.
Dom, why don't you introduce the next one? You're so good at it. Oh my god.
Was that Carter?
No. What?
What?
Carter Williams?
Do you see Carter in this channel?
No, he always brings his
No, man.
wireless mic to the
George
bathroom. Okay,
Washington
just go.
Carter.
Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is Simplistic 3. Not really a lot to talk about, but it was a pretty unique intro if you guys saw it.
Not gonna lie, I don't remember anything
made
about
by
it.
The season-
Quill J1.
No, I remember. The season was kind of a sweep. Austin's team.
Yeah, Lego had a real power team.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
First
look at
of all-
some
first of all-
stuff.
Oh no.
I had
Ulster
first
won
overall
with
pick as a
8
captain.
kills.
All right.
Who'd
And
you
so I'm
pick?
like, oh, what am I gonna? Who am I gonna choose? I don't want to choose Ostro because that'd be silly. So I chose Glyph, and then I was like, all right, let's see if I can get TG to loop back around me. No, instead it was 70 8 forward. But
Board's
Why
cool.
didn't you get
Yeah,
Rob?
don't
it's a cool
don't
guy.
diss my boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ford.
it was this season. Where...
Have you seen this Pathfinder
What's there-
S6?
what's
Yeah, there was the team of Astronomical, Yellowvid, and Mav that won with,
Which was
I think,
also
over
pretty
10
They
kills.
won with
Also,
12 kills, yeah.
12
got
kills,
a-
yeah.
Mav and Yellow both got 2.
Gotcha. Yeah.
however, I will say for a round that's pretty small, I had some fun playing though. So
Yeah, the roster seemed cool.
It's all done, yeah. I think the
It's
only,
pretty
like,
mixed.
the only reason that kind of was inevitable with that team is, I mean, a lot of the player, especially with the concept, a lot of the players are kind of less like more casual players, and then there's like Austro.
Yeah, Austin
And Mav's
is
not
by
bad
a long
either.
shot one of the better
and, like,
players on
Mav's
that
not,
team.
and Mav's like not bad
Or
either.
that-
So.
are you seriously complimenting Mav right now?
Wasn't there like a
It's
voice
like
line
when Hammer
for
won
Mercy,
TTE.
or was
It's
that
like,
season
yeah.
two?
Oh, excuse me, did you
good,
just see
but-
him? He was in a channel with Mr. Craftinator.
It's like
alright?
Jinko. It's like Jinko and Ambition.
Yeah,
That's-
pretty
yeah.
much.
Power team of Jinko
Mav just
and
messaged me
9.
saying I need to
Power team of
compliment him,
Jinko and
What
no
was?
one. That's
Didn't they do?
Jinko
Did they do
and
Naked and Afraid Lego? You played, right? Well, yeah, we just talked about your.
Did-
You did
wait,
Naked
what?
and Afraid, right?
yes.
Yeah,
It
it
was.
was,
That was
yeah.
actually okay. I'll be honest. That was pretty. I've never played that game before. That was pretty funny. I liked it.
Was it just Naked and Afraid?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe it was that. and, like,
I'm pretty
you
sure the
know,
round only.
Well,
used
Gotcha.
Because they're
only
keeping it
one game.
simple.
Yeah, they just want one game mode.
Oh, yeah, that's
Single game
right.
mode.
Yeah, it's
So-
Simply Sam.
Oh, I love that
So
guy.
before we move on, I just want to say I believe Winther wasn't the first organizer of it, but I
No,
it's
it
Dr.
was Dr.
James.
James.
thank you.
Shout out
Like,
to
James
that
is
guy.
season 1.
I think
and
James, like, quote unquote, left the community briefly, so then he was
Yeah.
like, I'm killing the round with me, but then Winther was like, hell no.
Thought you were
Oh,
gonna say
James-
something
James-
else.
James-
James did
Jesus.
season 1 and then went for.
Kid, I think we thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, just a quick question. Wasn't season 3 with the poison pot controversy, or was that season 2?
The what?
That was season 2, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
season 2.
The only thing I remember about season 2
Yeah,
was Megan
Lego.
like getting like a 7-hit. score in
yeah,
Grudge.
and Major
Clever mistake.
did.
Oh, fun fact about that round. Season 3, Bad Fan had messaged me 20 minutes prior saying, if I'm a captain, I'm choosing you and Megan. Megan didn't show, and I chose to be a captain, so
Rest in
Just
peace,
to-
bad fan.
All-star
to
team.
avoid anything. All right.
Kid, fuck off.
No, we said no more Hitler quotes.
I
Okay,
could probably,
oh my
I could
God.
probably
We,
start with
we
the
just
next
said we
round,
weren't going to
Lego.
bring them up. We just straight up said it.
I
Wait,
did.
hold on. Can
Lego.
I intervene with a different round before we go to the next one? Because I realized
Yeah.
there's one. Oh, there's
Of
one
course,
we
of
did.
course.
There's one we didn't put on the list, which is kind of important.
Out of
Oh,
order.
God.
Oh, is it All Stars, perhaps?
No, TDC season 1.
Oh,
I
we
know.
don't need to talk about
Everyone
that. Let's
loved
move
it.
on.
I mean, it's basically,
Paul.
it seems like Out of Orbit 2.0. Like roster wise.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
I think it's-
I'm gonna,
I think
I'm
it's
gonna
a
throw
mix
an
between
arrow
a
in
few
one of
things.
these.
Roster-wise,
Kid,
it's like a
it-
mix between like Pathfinder, Out of Orbit, and then like the people who used to go on
I-
Blizzard a lot.
I thought the same thing, kid, but when I actually went through the roster, a lot of them are like in the friend group, but not actually from Out of Orbit.
Well, the thing is,
Okay,
it's
then
not.
yeah. So it's like
Does
It
it
doesn't
have
really-
lightning
people.
spark?
No, it does not have
please.
lightning spark.
Does
Like,
it not?
should not be
Oh,
anywhere else.
by the way,
mention
by the way, this is a better platform than any to reveal my theory. Before we move on.
No,
Plus,
we're not
you
doing
33
this.
lightning spark
Didn't
and the voice
actually
changer.
win.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay.
Died
Wait.
in a corner.
Okay, so
No,
I'm
I'm
kidding.
gonna
We
really
say,
talked about it.
I think we have the organizer in here. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we
Grant's
do.
Hitler.
Dom,
we
did,
might do.
Dom.
Hey.
This is not the TDC podcast.
Dom, why don't you talk about TDC?
Yeah, so on Twitter, I had to pretend like, hey, look, I'm now organizing a recorded round from Phobia when I've had TDC in the works since like September.
You
But
Oh yeah, it was way we recorded a long time ago. Then intro troubles meant we released like 3 to 4 months after we recorded.
We had like 3 different.
Intro was
intros.
good.
We had Max like organized.
Tiago,
for us.
your renders making like double the renders for the players were
Oh,
that
dude,
was
I did
good.
so fucking many for that. And I
Dom,
Yeah.
do that again.
You did really good though.
What's up?
Yeah.
Mention me. Mention me.
I mean 60.
No.
I think.
Paul. Paul.
Dom's
Yeah.
actually just
Snake.
announcing that he doesn't actually organize Phobia and it's really me. He's just my front, so that.
Oh, you're
it
on the
doesn't
ban
really-
list.
When you
So
wish.
for TDC, I must say, it was pretty well organized. I was very happy to be invited, and I was also really happy to not be kicked afterwards. For my
After you,
mess.
after you
What a-
delayed
what a
the
story.
start by half
Okay.
an
Oh
hour
yeah,
and then
didn't
died
you
in the...
extract
Okay,
Optifine on
first
your
of all,
desktop?
all of you are so.
I'm gonna
pulling it out of
defend
proportion.
Lego. I'm
Tiago,
gonna defend Lego.
defend me after I'm done telling the true story.
Okay.
The
So-
true story.
So this was my first time playing MC with my new computer, like in general. Right?
What's MC? Clarify
Going
for those
to-
for the folks at home. who
I,
don't know.
I'm not. No, the folks at home don't know. I'm not
What's
watching
MC?
this.
Minecraft.
So I was told there was a certain pack. I download the pack, it doesn't work. I'm like, oh, and then Sir's like, you need Optifine. I'm like, okay. It had been. What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah, hey Max, welcome.
What did he do
Wait.
here?
Max!
Wait, it says maximum 50 connected to lobby AFK. That is not this channel. What?
All right. Well, anyway.
But he joined you.
Hey, maximum 50, everyone. Welcome, Max.
Hey, Max,
I was offline. I was busy.
Okay. Anyway.
Go fuck yourself.
Anyway, we're talking about TDC, whatever. We're talking about Lego.
Okay. Anyway, so
Around.
I didn't know how to do it on my new computer because I was used to just like because on a Mac you download it and it just opens into whatever folder you need it to open up into. Pretty easy stuff. Max can vouch for me on that one.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Yeah. So on a PC, apparently it's a bit different, which I didn't know. So Sir was like going to Discord with me and we'll video call. So I do it. He says, and then Sir says, "Oh, click open." So I did. Unfortunately, I didn't have something installed, so instead of it opening to the correct thing, it opened on my desktop. But what I mean by that is that there were at least 500 to 600 files just on my desktop, and I believe, as Sir explained it, it was like the Battle of Bunker Hill or something. So
Alright.
now, in my defense, you guys can say I deleted all you want. Someone was already like 15 minutes late when I started. So.
Yeah,
Nudge,
but
nudge,
but then we all,
Okay, can
yes.
I just say-
Someone started. What happened was we were meant to start, and then someone was like, "Sorry, I won't be here because I'll be 15 minutes late." But they showed up because we were still not started yet.
Yeah, I wonder who that was.
Hey,
Yeah. So
yeah, I wouldn't have played if Lego was.
Yeah,
like,
so
not
you're
late,
welcome.
So I'm cool.
TDC
Lego, I'm glad
podcast.
you fucking fucked up your desktop. Okay.
it's all fixed now. My desktop only has 200 things on.
we actually need to wait another year
Hallelujah.
before we talk about TDC.
Oh yeah, it'll be a long way again.
So
I mean, Lego, I wouldn't even be mad at you if it wasn't for the fact you died in episode 1.
It's not my fault. It was not my fault.
I'm pretty sure they waited longer for you than you actually survived. And
Yeah.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct. I survived.
What if
I
Lego
survived
won?
16 minutes.
There was a lot of, I think, general disgust from his early death. People
Oh
were,
my god. Yeah. Well, you know, people should get the stick out of their ass at the fucking game. All right. Let's.
yeah.
Should've gotten your file out
Wait,
of
Lego,
your
do you
ass.
smell that? I smell horse shit. I don't
Shut
know.
up, Paul.
I think going back to TDC is just a thing. I think it's one of the better. Good job, Dom. It's one of the better
Thank you.
organized season 1
Mid-tier
rounds.
round.
It's a thing.
Fun fact about TDC.
I will say if there was one thing I would have done differently,
God.
just from my perspective, is like I wouldn't have included the last episode as a separate episode. I would have just kept it because I didn't think. I don't know. In my opinion, it wasn't worth waiting the 2 days to see what ended up happening. But like, I just would have included it as one finale.
The reason we did that was because everyone was on such low health, and it was like we could have it as part of
Yeah, everyone
episode
was below,
6.
like, too hard,
But then
so-
like we could also like be assholes and then have like leave the episode ending on everyone as a one shot.
You know,
Yeah,
what I would
and
It
now-
was it was a conscious dick move.
Here's the fun part about the discussion about that. So in TDC there's a committee, as Dom called it.
hello.
But the
Yeah.
committee doesn't really do much apparently.
I'm in the big one.
Hey, I'm trying to integrate the committee more. Yeah,
Well,
come
you
on.
should have sent me the
I'm
list. but-
part of the committee.
Anyway, so the committee discussion, because it was like, I think it was like the day after the round, Dom's like, so what do you guys think? Should we keep like it as one episode or this? And I believe it was Joey who was like, I think we should split, or I think we should keep it. And then Dom was like, nah, we're gonna split them.
Well,
And
it
I was-
wasn't.
it
It
was
wasn't.
like- so I come back, I'm
But
like, I have
hey,
an
you know what
opinion,
they
and it's
say,
like, no,
when
no one cares.
Democracy ends.
Anyway,
We're
I
seeing.
don't think Grant ever bought the fucking tater tots, and I'm disgusted.
anyway.
Well, I mean,
um,
we'll never know because he had to buy them for himself.
Hey, Dom,
Well,
please
you
don't call
should have taken a picture of them.
He's probably already in
Anyway,
them by now.
Max, you played. What did you think?
Yeah, I did play. I was a
That's
participant.
great. Thanks, Max.
Yeah, it was fun.
Fuck you, loser, hot fat kid.
What? I wanted to say I had fun. It was nice. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Thank
Shut up.
I hate Matt.
Thanks for supporting me.
All right, so the next round, it's a big one.
Oh, wait,
and
can I
you
do
know
this
what?
one?
Season 9.
We're gonna,
Can I
no,
do
we're
this
gonna. Hey Dom, Before
Hey.
we move on to the next round, let's make a rule. Cold, you cannot speak about this round until the end.
Okay.
All right. TGF S6. This is a pretty big round.
Thank God it's Friday.
A lot of guests. Dom, Oh my god.
I've been waiting
He's
so
been waiting
long.
for that, and I know it.
So by a show of saying your name in TeamSpeak, who played this?
Parrot Hut.
I
Cold
played it. I
bacon.
played with
Am I allowed to say
Dominic.
this?
It's
Yes, you can say
me,
this,
Tasty
Oleg.
Bacon
I
Z.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
we
was.
had
Am I the only one here who didn't play it?
I didn't
was the,
play.
Lego didn't
I
play it.
was. I
Raise
was
his
the
hand
first to play
quietly.
with Sil, but we both lost interest.
Oh,
lost interest
God.
Later on.
That
What do you
would've
mean?
been
Oh
so
I wonder
god.
what.
You know what I mean.
If
That
you
would
know
be,
me,
that would be
I
disgusting.
remember Bushy asked me to be his teammate for that, and I said no.
Yeah, they teamed with ODog, which is the weirdest pairing.
Yeah,
I've
so
ever
then he
seen
teamed
in
with
my life.
O-Dog.
Yeah,
Remember
no,
that?
that was.
with Bushy?
I kind of knew about a lot of the secret teams beforehand,
You
but
said
the,
that.
the Bad Fan and Bushy one really fucking surprised me.
Oh,
Because like before the game, people were asking like, Bushy's around, he's interested in playing. Can you get him as a sub? And Bad Fan was like,
Batman
no,
told
we're
me
not
a
getting
bunch of
Bushy.
times he was like, I wouldn't be.
And
a
then
good
Bushy
role
was
model.
in the game, and people really glue.
No, I ended up knowing the teams because when I was building the spawn, Spongy did like slash like show teams or whatever, and it broadcasted in the entire server. It's like me, Cold, and like Spongy, and I think iShop was there as well.
I don't think
So
it was
that
very well kept
something.
secret, to my
It was.
knowledge.
No.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
No,
How's
he
it
made it
going?
work. He released it, so claps to ODog. Hats off. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So
I think,
the
okay, I think
worst
Bushy
one-
deserved more credit on the intro because I really like that intro.
That was really
actually.
good.
It was good.
If we can all be honest with ourselves, how many? Okay, by a show of hands, pretend you're raising your hand. How many people were not happy with the Bobby the Turtle Kaoki owner team?
Me.
Anyone?
Raises both hands.
Raises-
high in the
raises-
air.
raises all
I don't like how Bobby said the N-word.
I didn't like how Bobby started this. Okay, for those who have not watched Bobby the Turtle's perspective, good on you. Good job.
Yeah,
I
good
just
job.
remembered.
However,
I
I
know Bobby.
do recommend you
Didn't, I'm
do watch his
scared.
episode 1 and his
Like-
the first words he says.
Before
nonchalant.
you mute me until the end, can I say what I did during the intro?
To the end.
What'd you do during
Oh,
the
and
intro?
who is
Cole?
this?
Okay, so Poke memes, right? He said something like when all the newcomers or the secret players were released. He said something like,
No one saw that coming.
he was like, "Whoa, I can't believe this," and I didn't know, I wasn't aware that his voice was like higher pitched. So my instinct reaction was to go, "Who the fuck is that little boy?"
Wow. That was your brother.
Wow, you're
He
a
was
dick.
capital
Cole.
E the whole
Asshole.
time.
Cole, you're a dick.
Also, I'm just
I
gonna
know.
point this out. How look at the amount of rounds we have to get through, and if we're gonna spend this much time on all of them, we're never gonna
Yeah.
finish
Oh.
this
Wait,
episode.
can somebody
It's
repeat
fine.
You know
this
what?
to
I have,
the
an
Okay.
idea. I have an idea about that, Dom. Let's
And
cut
also-
out the bit origins.
Yeah, let's cut out a bit Origins. This one's good.
I'm also gonna point out how there's over the top 5
Thank
and
you.
Dom combined in this mix. So, you know.
Yeah, this might be a
That's
long
fine.
episode.
Yeah.
How many of these have you
Alright.
done? Like, done?
We're at
Well,
TGF 6.
I can. Finish
I've
up
cut out the
TGF
ones we've
six.
I've cut out the ones we've
We're
already done.
at the third
Okay.
one.
Okay,
Okay,
so
TGF 6.
Oh right, Cold won this, right?
Yeah,
Why is
I
my
won
one
this.
do?
I did. I'm sorry. It was me and Sonic, the worst team
You had like.
you've ever seen.
Oh, that was that round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Disgusting.
The only issue I really thought with the season was like it was a good like
The
we got a
food,
lot of
the
guests to
winner.
play. It was the food. Yeah.
The winner.
It was horrible.
Besides the winner,
Cupcakes.
he had to give out a stack or half a stack of steak, and I'm pretty sure I lost it all in an episode. So
Wait,
I remember that being really annoying
wait,
because
Cold.
yeah,
When you and Sonic were fighting Bushy's team, was it that your team ran out of food or their team ran out of food?
we were trying to kill him for food, and he had none.
Oh my god.
Compliments not to
I
the
remember
chef.
me and Dom spent like an episode just getting food, and when we finally had enough to like survive for the rest of the season, Dom's like Batman's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give everyone a stack of steak," and we're like we could have been caving that time, but no.
That's
we
not
spent- we
enough.
spent-
That
we
was
spent-
absolute silence.
We spent an entire episode just getting like so much food. Like we didn't cave at all. We were just getting
Bad
food. And he's
fan
like,
told
I'm
me
gonna give
to-
everyone food now.
Bad fan gave me food. I flipped out. I couldn't
Like
hold
going
it
to
in.
stores for munchies.
Did you
realizing
play
have food at
Max?
home.
No.
I was supposed to team with Max, but
I was
If
excited
Total
for it
gave me
too.
food, I would be fuming.
I was like, because we were supposed to team for the other round too, like at the same time, and I was like, I'm teaming with Thiago in 2 rounds, and we didn't end teaming with either of them, and I was like, okay. Oh
All
well.
right. So one more thing before we move on about this round. There was a certain AFK kill that happened that.
Yeah,
that
we're not
to
going to talk about that one.
I don't know if we. I don't know if.
I think you
Okay.
should.
I don't know.
funny.
I don't know if it's worth bringing up. Or
Wilson
not.
can't just play rounds.
I'll drop.
Hey, don't
I'll
AFK
drop the
kill.
short
It's
one.
bad.
I'll drop the short one. Wilson Kong really wanted to kill, so we decided he'd kill an AFK guy while
He's-
being
he's
chased
back-
by the team.
he's back-
Yeah.
Wait, who was it?
Wait, whoa,
His last words were,
whoa.
I don't want to die without a kill
You're
to a
fucking
full
saying
diamond
Wilson
team.
Khan did something?
Yeah,
And
it's
TTE
Whoa.
S16.
Bullshit.
No,
Bullshit.
his exact reasoning
He's a
like,
saint,
in the Discord
alright?
was, I
You
don't
leave
want to
him
die
alone.
without a kill to a full diamond team, so I'm gonna.
You good,
take
Lego?
it.
Makes sense.
I do give credit to Prof though for like handling it
Yeah,
well.
Prof,
for
Prof
being
was
on the
Prof was
opposite
Prof
side
was
of
good
that.
about it. Prof was good
Yeah,
about
He
it.
was. Props
Hey,
and shit.
guys,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
He should have killed his family.
guys, I know this probably isn't the right place, but I'm playing in SMP and I just got a mending though, so I'm pretty hyped.
Shut up.
TTE
man.
Nice.
S16.
Use it to kill yourself.
I
Word
will,
to God,
pussy.
Ryan.
All right, so we're gonna cut off all ties with TGF 6 and TGF, never to be spoken about again on this podcast.
What about,
Sorry, Odog, you're gone
what
now.
about
So.
Bit?
Station up
All
next.
right, next up we got to the end 16.
What about Bit?
Daniel,
What about
hold-
the-
hold
we're doing
on.
at the end, kid.
It was a lot closer.
To the
than I
end already.
expected.
To the end 16.
Yeah,
we'll
you
talk
said it
about
was the
that.
end.
Oh my god.
It ended up being better than expected, but I mean,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
see Hammer and
No, yeah,
Coolest
literally.
winning?
As soon as I saw the
Yeah.
intro, I was like, Cameron Coolest winning, but it was
I
a
was
lot
okay.
closer
Born
than
didn't
I
win.
thought.
To be
Like,
fair,
yeah,
there were a lot of other really
Yeah,
good
yeah.
teams in there too. Like
It
it
was like-
wasn't
wasn't
set
there
Wasn't there
match.
Jake
It was
and
like-
Heck?
literally,
Yeah.
I'd say the only other teams that really had a chance were like Heck and Jake and like Leon and like Sam.
Born and
The rest-
Speed, to be fair.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
Heck and
Born and
Jake
Speed.
didn't win.
That's pretty good
Oh,
actually.
well, Heck and Jake came into the meetup episode with like 12 caps each when Hunter and Coolest, Hammer and Coolest had no healing, and I was like, Heck and Jake are going to win, and then they lost it
What
all and
surprised me
died.
was when it came into the final episode and there was a team of two at like 90 and 60, Hammer at 40 and Jake at like 4, and somehow Hammer
Yeah.
still won.
Shout
He
out to
didn't
Heck.
play
Shout
Ma-
out to the
It's
ex-Apex
be- ma-
player.
mostly
That's
because
between
Born
Jake.
completely threw.
Yeah, Born kind of threw. I just want to point out he
Setting
did
himself
light
on
himself
fire.
on fire.
Born did his best.
You
By
leave
throwing.
Born.
What?
Alright, silence, okay.
Why did it go completely silent?
All right. Does anyone else have
Born
anything
came
else?
here.
Oh wait, kid, aren't you into the end?
I got kicked out.
Oh,
Oh.
Rest in peace.
we're gonna
Yeah,
move on.
I did not care about the
I
end.
will,
Okay,
of it.
I will
should we
say
change the
seeing
subject?
seeing
It's kinda
seeing-
awkward.
I would say seeing an intro with the Sonic Jury and Let the J play was something a bit unexpected, but
Oh, yeah, that was
quite a good. It was
No,
actually,
didn't
it was
Katie
pretty
Lawson
good.
make the logo as well?
I
Yes.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
that's
is-
Okay, here's
awful
one thing. I'm
comp.
glad Vernon finally played.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good for
Vernon
Vernon.
was a
Yeah, I
person
was
that we
happy
were
to see
always
Vernon.
like, let him play, and Frost
Yeah, I
was
was
like,
happy.
Okay, fine, I guess. Oh.
Vernon was
happy
always
to see
like,
Vernon.
like, oh, if we need one more person, he would play, and it's been like that for like 4 seasons.
Well, now they needed one more person.
Hey
Yeah,
kid,
'cause
when
they
am I
kicked me
playing?
out.
All right.
Vernon was not a sub or anything for this season. He was actually a member. Like
Oh,
he was.
Don, did I fucking ask?
Yeah,
But yeah,
hey,
your-
replace
Wow,
he probably
okay.
did just get added.
You know, there
Um,
was referrals and he passed the referrals. He's just a member
I
of the rank.
imagine it going something like this. Frost is just sitting in his community. Yeah, fuck kid. Yeah, let's add Vernon.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah,
There's
that's,
no
that's
way.
fair. That's fair.
Very good replacement.
I don't like this guy. Heard he likes Hitler.
I never
Don't
said
bring
that.
up Hitler. They're gonna start quoting him again.
All right.
Hey man, when democracy ends, war begins.
Okay.
Good
next
season,
up.
guys.
Yeah. Okay.
all right. So we're done talking about to the end. Up next, Dom. This is all yours. Everyone else silent.
Over the top negative.
Oh
Over the
god.
top 5. This is all.
You
Dom.
monologue
no one
about
else,
OTT
no one
5.
else is allowed to speak during this.
Is this pipe it? Oh yay!
Can I sneeze?
Oh, I'm jerking off.
All right. Now this is gonna be a great start. I want to clarify at the beginning. I don't have anything against Kai or DJ.
Get off the stage.
Fucking
I think you mean-
bully.
I think you mean
However, I
MK,
will
actually.
Oh yeah, sorry, MK. However, I will say, Over the Top Season 5 is possibly one of the worst recorded rounds I've ever seen released on
I thought-
subreddit.
I
Oh my
thought
God,
MK
you
stood
bully.
for Mighty Kai. Anyway, continue.
Because I give it that scalding review because of the fact that, number one, the team that won was easily the best team in the game and also played pretty fucking dirty. Considering it was just a team of 4 full diamond who pretty much meleeed
They
everyone.
had strength. He had strength and speed and just made it.
It was just like, I have spent speed, I'm just gonna melee everyone. The other thing is, no one else in the game seemed to have fun. Because like there was a lot of people who died, and either in chat or in their commentary would just be like, "Oh, that was awful. I hated that." Like in chat.
When one of the members has to mute their audio because they were too salty.
Mhm.
It's never a
That's
good
one.
sign.
They just shouldn't be in there. 2, redo.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's pretty nasty and awful.
I remember.
And-
I think
Go ahead.
fucking screenshot in the RR Discord, and that summed it up. And it was
Yeah,
like
it
a
was just- it's just-
screenshot of
it-
3 people like mailing like the last guy when he was on, like 1 heart, and they were all full diamond.
That was
Yeah.
Flups footage.
Yeah. That was like a sum up of the season.
It was damn nasty. It was damn nasty, and it was not fun at all to watch.
But there was a team of Googs, Mop 19.
Oh my god.
Don't even bring that up!
Dude, when I saw that fucking team, I was done.
Wait,
What was it? It was
team?
Goose,
It
Mop,
was
Evan with the
Goose,
ends.
Mop
Evan-
19. who else?
Mincroofed.
Mincroofed and
That's fucking
Evan with the
vile.
Is
That's
Evan with
like
the ends
that's like
Mincroofed?
that's horrible.
Yeah,
That's
so
so mean.
I
Why
think
did
we
they
need
get
to.
Mop?
Mop's been in there apparently since like season 1, but he just never played a season.
That's
I
that's
came
that's,
from York.
that's leaf number 1.
That's like
Ah.
having the lunch lady, the
Oh, and I'm
janitor,
the
and the
E
fucking
person,
principal.
fuck.
Yeah, I have to leave in
What?
like 30 minutes as
Who's
well.
who?
Mop is the principal. Goog is the lunch lady.
You cannot just call him a lunch lady.
Alright,
Alright,
we're
Let's
gonna
move on.
I also
So-
I also want to say another criticism I have of it is this is one to a lesser extent because people seem to disagree with me a lot more on this one, is that for an anniversary season they had a lot of new players. Like there was
Well, they were supposed to
definitely
have guests for it. That was the
Yeah,
idea.
I'm
I don't
gonna-
understand
I'm gonna
why
ca-
you
I'm
That was
gonna
the idea.
counter that statement, Dom, by saying for an anniversary season, no one really knew it was an anniversary season until you just said that.
I'm not gonna.
I
There was
didn't
new
know.
information to
The
me.
only thing that made me know it was an anniversary season was the throwback intro.
Yeah.
I had
They also-
no
Which,
I
idea.
by
didn't
the
even
way,
know that. I didn't
they
even
also
know
I
that.
didn't even know Over the Top had a 4th
That
season.
was one thing.
Alright, can you guys
did
stop
like.
being bullies, please?
I
really
did like
don't
Hey,
the
understand.
intro.
you were talking
So
shit.
good
We
job
know.
on the intro.
like
Okay,
I just don't
Paul
I just don't
fucking hates Over
understand
the
why
Top.
like no like they like even though you guys were unaware that it was an anniversary season, they intended on being anniversary because they had
Yeah.
they had returning players, they used old game modes, they had a throwback intro.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
understand
Casino.
why they would intentionally invite people to play that one season and not any others. Like why would they have
Andy
guests?
is back.
They didn't even have that many like for a guest season. They didn't have that many guests. Like if you're gonna go for a guest season, I think you should go for a lot. But they only had like 5.
Yeah, you either do like a couple or a lot. I feel
Yeah.
Like.
No in between.
No,
Yeah.
that's not.
Yeah,
what
because
I'm
Max,
Six?
because Max
Fuck
is here to
that,
judge
That's
this,
2 in
guys.
between.
All right, we're going to continue on.
Venus too.
Oh, girl power.
Okay,
All right,
I made
so
the intro
we're going
for this.
to start off Venus by saying we didn't even talk about season 1.
Why did we need a season 2 of this?
So,
Didn't-
oh
didn't Cass
my
win
god.
for
Sexist!
You
I
want to
hate-
apologize to the
No.
entire vagina race right now?
legitimately. I thought it was a one-time thing. Why did we need a second season?
No,
Oh,
it wasn't
It
a
was
one
not
time.
That's
no.
kind of a...
Representing
okay,
women
then
in
no, no, it
gaming.
wasn't one.
Okay, so
online.
before we continue talking about it, so we didn't even talk about season 1.
Are we
what
gonna
are
talk
your
about
guys-
season 1?
What are your guys' thoughts on the idea of it?
I don't know.
I like
All
that
girls,
idea.
girl
I mean,
power.
it's fair
A
enough.
on B.
I'm not.
I mean,
Isn't
it wasn't-
like not the first one of its kind.
It's it's
It,
Yeah,
it
you-
wasn't
you-
the first.
you-
It was the first Reddit one of its kind.
Yeah.
I know, I
Yeah.
thought it
The
was
other one
kinda
was
cool.
like a pretty
it
popular.
was interesting
Yeah, there
to
was
see.
boys versus
It
girls
wasn't
way
some
back
like
when.
super whoa
Oh, yeah,
creative
yeah,
like
way back
holy
when,
shit
way
I'm
back
on the
when. Yeah.
floor
Okay,
because
wait,
Hey,
that's
I'm
a
gonna go
cool
back
idea,
to
but it was.
I'm
It
gonna
was
go
I'm
back to
sorry.
what you
It was
said.
something different.
Can I ask
because
something quickly?
No.
What?
Where's UHB?
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's coming out eventually.
Okay,
Ultra hard-
I just want to
we're
point
gonna
out
skip
something
over
that
that.
kid said like years ago. There was a boys versus girls thing in which Archonite was harassed by Cack and Tease. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah,
What?
shout out to Zydox.
Hold on a minute. Did someone just wait? Dom, do you really want to know more about this situation? Are you actually curious?
Tell me
think you want
after
to.
the podcast.
I
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Venus
so,
won. I thought it was kind of clear that Cass was gonna win. Like I didn't think it was any insanely great season, but it wasn't like bad either.
I'm not gonna. This is not for sexist reasons. I don't think you girls are bad at games. It's just there
Cass is very good.
aren't many. Some of the
Yeah.
girls in the community are pretty bad. That's what I'm trying to say.
Cass is
And
just
Cass-
like, bound to
I'm-
do well every
yeah.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
she won
that's a
both
good way
seasons,
of
right?
putting it.
no, she
No,
lost.
she won season 2.
Who wants
Like to
um,
who?
Like in
Phantom Puppet won season 2.
Megan,
Yes.
Rory, and
Yes.
But
Yeah.
like, in
Lauren,
season-
Lauren,
was-
Lauren.
It was Lauren, Megan,
That
Rory.
makes me so happy.
Yeah, but like in season 1, like
Did she get a kill?
who else? Who else?
No.
was really,
First death.
Who else was really like competition for Cass? It was like Megan, I guess, but the rest I wouldn't.
Cass was
Yeah, there was
pretty
too much
good
competition.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Megan,
no, that's what
well,
I'm saying.
I'd say Glyph and
I say Glyph and Megan are probably the only other two. who
Texas
could probably-
pig.
Yeah,
I
it's
for-
like
I-
I mean, it was. I think it was pretty
Chess is
fortunate
not bad.
for. It was pretty fortunate, I
Oh, yeah,
think,
Chess
for
is pretty good.
Megan and for
Right.
Megan and Roy's team to win. But it's it's a bit of a problem when looking on it from just a stat level. The next best team was probably Glyph, Phoebe, and Katie Lawson. that's a problem.
I also
No, I
want
had
to
to
point
do
out
it.
something. So I'll admit it. I watched a bit of this season 2, because I wanted to
I'll admit
watch.
it.
I watched
Oh.
Megan's team.
My
Dude,
guilty pleasure is
Dude,
watching women.
Dude, I've known Megan for a while. I've never heard her talk that much. Megan was so talkative.
What a quiet.
She's just more comfortable around her kind. She's always surrounded by sweaty
Around
boys.
her
Oh,
Okay, okay, Lenny.
What's
Jesus.
that supposed to mean?
Are you? Are you sexist?
Also, can I give a quick shout out to? Can I give a quick shout out to Pinky, who refused to upload?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember when I made the intro, I messaged Pinky. I was like, "Hey, can you send me your team name?" And then someone's like, "She's refusing to upload." I was like, "Oh, sick."
That doesn't mean she can't send you a team name. That's just disrespectful.
No,
don't
yeah,
know.
it was disrespectful.
I think
Alright.
like a Reddit UHC is pretty
Cold,
cool.
you're such a
Yes.
slut.
I can't fucking believe you. All right, next one.
All right, next. You don't. Okay, first of all, Cold, you don't decide.
He was going along with it too.
Alright.
Soup.
Up next is
Alphabet
Alphabet
Soup.
Soup.
Yeah, I just put it down as soup.
Oh no.
Guys, I really like the
Kid,
A
what's your
player.
favorite
He was
kind
my
of soup?
favorite.
Okay, so
Yeah, no,
there are
don't
three
even piss
things-
me off.
Few things we need to talk
Angelexian.
about on this round.
Shout out to Matt
This
One-
Mackenzie
this was the bad.
One, Angelexion
Matt plays
is
for
not
A.
who he says he.
Matt plays for A.
Have.
Is it Zeke?
It's pretty.
Second off,
It is
not
not a
Zeke.
sequel.
second off, the renders. People have been using them to spell out some pretty weird, some pretty bad words.
Dude, I thought that was hilarious.
It needs the stuff.
Wait, is that the one where he just commented, "This hurt me"? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
God damn.
I remember Carter did one that was just like
I
7
think
dudes, and then Yellow
the
did
renders-
another one.
The renders, some of them look really goofy, but they were a good idea.
They were
Top
very
is
different,
T-posing to prove down.
I honestly,
They did not look like cross renders at all.
in the
Like,
intro, I honestly didn't like the soup background, and you'll never hear me
I
say this.
thought it was
would've-
hilarious.
I
wrong
thought it
with
was
soup?
It was just looked weird.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't very
okay,
aesthetically
Alphabet Soup
pleasing.
and put, "Hey,
Wow,
so
okay, you
this
ever
hurt
watched the
me."
Back in Time 4 intro? Wow, that looks weird.
Okay, now it's just getting personal.
Also, I love how Jordan was supposed to
It's
play for
not-
U before they got Undauntable, because they didn't have a U player, so they just got Jordan to change his ID into Your Jordan.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking bad.
That's awesome.
Also, I
It's
had
pretty
never
funny.
heard of I had never heard of QQuell before that came out.
Oh really? What?
I hadn't heard of him.
He was a big like EU player back in like 2015.
Yeti.
Also,
What the hell?
Carter was 3/4 diamond and he died to Cuco when Cuco was flying. Can we just
Yeah.
talk about that?
Hugo!
To be fair, QQ also did fish up a really good bow,
And also Carter did blow up halfway through the fight and didn't know he
Yeah.
did, but still.
but still,
funny.
Car's an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't
Fair.
talk shit
Also-
about
Wait,
me.
also-
who
I don't
has
think-
a name for that?
It's
Also-
not over yet, is it? So we can
No.
say one.
I don't
Also,
think it is,
also for clarification, Potsy killed Lusty while
He double-
her cur- he killed
double
Lusty.
pearled on her.
He double pearled on someone whose keyboard wasn't working.
What?
God damn it, Carter.
Carter is just
That's so trash.
that's such a Carter thing.
That's like using a car to
No.
beat a person in a wheelchair in a foot race.
That's Potsy.
Jesus Christ, kid.
Sean, this is why we redid.
I don't like how accurate that is.
I don't either. Yeah, it's not really over, so we can't really say much about it.
That might be
No.
the best thing you've ever said.
Really?
That was
Kid,
That was
feel like
really
this is why
fucking
we had
good.
to redo.
Alright.
All right, so we're gonna move on from Alphabet Soup.
From soup.
Classification.
All
I'll
right,
give you
so
this.
wait.
You
Kid
fuckers
already
intro
sent the
was
message.
So you use like
Cla-
as a
okay,
highway in your
before-
intro. I love
What, the
you.
intro was so weird. I
The
don't like it
intro-
was so
Not a
okay.
fan of the intro. Intro
This
Big
was
Red X. Let's
so
move on.
badly made.
So I have a revelation to make in this chat, in this channel right now.
Yeah.
This intro has overtaken my least favorite intro. This is
Yeah,
now
it-
my
What?
least favorite
No,
intro.
no, no.
Wait, Cynical 5 got beat out?
Yes, this somehow
was so
beat it
bad.
out. I don't know how.
Like,
Okay,
can,
I
can I
think-
stop you real quick?
I think it's a.
This is no, okay, Cole.
It's-
anything you
it's-
say will
it's
not change. This is
definitely-
the
No,
worst thing
I'm
I've
not.
ever
I'm not
seen.
giving it any credit. Don't worry. I think I've had the idea before, and I've talked to other intro makers
Good, I'm
about
glad
the
you
idea
haven't
of
done it.
using multiple songs, but it was not executed well.
You guys
Wait,
remember
can I
Randomania?
just say something real quick?
Oh yeah. That was
Using Life is a Highway makes it a top 10 intro. Using I Spy made it a bottom 3.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw
I
a
also
comment.
want to point out that Sigalith and Bergasm's teams, and
Yeah, I wasn't happy.
I
With that.
don't think
Wait,
any. I
Sig
don't
and
think
Berg
either
were
of them will
together?
ever be the same.
It wasn't just Siggenberg. Who was the third person?
It doesn't matter.
Lunar
It's
Lunar
on
Berg.
April.
I remember
Yeah,
there was a
it's-
team of who was
I
with
remember-
Electra Cobra and Major Wolf.
Diet.
Oh, Lunar was the third.
I don't know who that is.
Paper
But
Granny.
yeah.
But yeah,
I remember I messaged Dom that name.
Why did you say Paper Vinny Kid?
Maybe he was the third.
I remember telling Evan this. It was a good idea for an intro, and it could have worked.
Yeah.
I think it just didn't work out.
It
I
was-
think
it
this
It
is
felt like
executed
it felt
well.
like it did what Randomania did, but like worse. Given that like
Yeah.
Flu's created the entire song himself, but like
Yeah.
yeah.
I
The only-
It's,
yeah,
I think it really does come down to the song choice.
If they
It
just
just
I
felt
remember
very
a while
Highway
ago,
was
I-
best.
a while ago when Manipulation 3 was going to be a thing, I was trying to do a little bit of like song mixing between 3 different ones to make like an intro song, and
Well, any
it worked out
copying.
all right, but it wasn't
Copycat.
like I copied it 2 years in
Pussy,
advance.
pussy.
No, but
I think the only way you can do an intro like
It
that
just had to flow
is
better.
if you had like you would have to make the music yourself. I think you would have to have different songs which
Life
could
is a
rep-
Highway.
could
Life is a
represent
Highway remix.
could represent a genre, but still
have to
kind of
flow well
transferred,
together.
but still transferred over a beat or a common theme,
What if it's
so that you
there's,
transition
like, the-
between them.
there's-
The
versions
issue,
of
the
the
issue with
song.
the intro is there was just no pacing because what happened is it would just randomly switch between song, and there would be a song that was a bit
Yeah,
fast, and
like-
a song that was a bit slow, and it
Like
would just
hearing,
really
like
ruin the
hearing
pacing.
the I Spy, a Kyle and Lil Yachty song fade out and then fade back in with a
Like-
classic country song was very jarring.
there's only like 3 ways you could do
It was
that.
way too slow
One,
as well.
you either make the song yourself.
Yeah.
2, you're a professional like audio editor, like you make remixes or like these mashups and that kind of thing. You know, like you're a DJ or,
Or
some
3,
shit.
don't.
Or 3, you use songs that just sound so similar to each other that like
Then
work
that ruins the
together
idea,
that you
yeah.
could like beat switch off. But then at that point, like, what's the point?
They should.
Yeah.
What I think they should have done was 1, don't, or 2, just like use like
Don't?
a song with like that has just a shit ton of remixes and just do that. If you're gonna do
Mhm.
multiple songs,
Oh,
just
that's
have it be
true.
something similar
Yeah.
and just have it be a different.
I also
song.
had a
The issue was, it
I
was
also
so slow.
I also had a
because it was, like, 2
personal
minutes long.
I'd also had a personal pet peeve with the fact that they used incredibly well-known songs, like super, like it was like super. It's like they used I Spy, which was a huge hit from last year. They also used the Martin Garrix song, which was a huge hit. They used one of the most iconic country songs of all time. Two full singles by Gorillaz, including one of their most well-known songs of all time. Like I know,
Not a good idea.
I know the community isn't huge around avoiding copyright, but you're just like it's not like a
Well,
case
the
of
point
like
was to show music genre, so they
yeah,
would
it's not
play
like a case
popular
of it's not
songs,
like
I
a
guess.
case of like I've made an intro with a song, oh it's copyrighted, oh well. It's like we're using these songs and there's literally impossible for it not to get copyrighted.
To be fair, though, with the new YouTube rules, you can't get ads on your videos anyway unless you have like 1,000 subs, so it doesn't really affect anyone at all.
Well, it doesn't
So
affect
it's
anyone
really
now.
Hey,
Suck
shout out
my
to
fucking
Lunar, who
dick,
teamed
dude.
with Siglith and Birdgasms. You're a pretty cool guy. If you're watching this, I love you. Alright, that's all.
You took a bullet.
All right, that's the personal shout out for this episode.
Yeah,
Just
that's my
wanna-
But
personal
yeah,
shout
for
out.
the
Shout out
actual
to
season,
Angela
not
X.
the
Shout out to
intro,
Paul as well.
it seems like the game mode was fine, and so far the season's been pretty good.
I have not watched Classification
I
at
skimmed,
all,
I
so
skimmed
I
the
can't
recent
comment on
episode,
that.
and it just looked like a
That being
spread out
said
billboard.
though, James Douglas did die in episode 2, so I can't really
Why don't we
forgive
only
that.
talk about the intro
Wait,
and not
no,
the actual game?
There's
No.
something
Yeah, I
important.
didn't watch the game.
There is something
so I
important I
can't
have to say.
comment
So I showed the intro to Dibscraft, and he said he absolutely hated it. He showed it to Harolyn, and Harolyn was like, you know, it's not that bad. So you have the Harolyn.
Yeah,
somewhat
the
shaky
Harolyn
hand of
seals
approval.
So that's pretty high up.
Their
Hairless
opinions were
silver.
very valid.
You didn't get the Dibs.
Plus,
copy,
Dibs,
I proved
Dibs
it.
hates every intro.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, Dibs
Show
hates
me
every
Ambition
intro, so-
14 intro.
Oh, I'm gonna bring that back. I'm gonna link that to Griffin right now.
Oh, don't you dare! That's my
Okay. We're moving on from classification.
Now let's talk about like topics.
We're going. What?
We have no
Max,
topics.
Max, you weren't. Max, there are no topics. It's
literally
only
have no
RRs
topics.
today.
It's all rounds.
That's what I mean. Let's
They
talk
can-
about another round, guys.
All right. Up next.
Let's get diggity
Up
going.
next, we have
Dude,
free
rest in
fall.
peace, Tom Petty.
falling.
Free fall, the random, out of nowhere, one-time RR that just kind of showed up.
This
Daphne,
Yeah,
Daphne,
I-
This will be It'll all
I mean,
be out
it
by
was-
the time that this is uploaded,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, well, yes, it will be.
What?
don't
No,
think-
being
It's already,
uploaded like
it's
today.
already, it's already on
Well,
episode 4.
It's
Lego,
five
Lego,
episodes
Lego. I'm
long.
editing it. Do you think it's coming out today?
No, I'm gonna say
Yes.
a year.
There we go.
It's
That's
only
how long
5
it took to
episodes
organize it,
long,
Lego.
so-
Wow, way to spoil, Len.
I mean,
I was actually gonna watch.
I kind of want to
You
talk.
still watch,
Are
buddy.
you actually gonna watch?
No.
Oh yeah, no. So Michael just kind of approached me and a couple other people, and he was like, "Grab a teammate. I want to be
No,
recorded
I
on today."
approached-
So
Yo,
I was
I,
kinda
okay,
like,
Michael
yo,
approach
I
others.
have something to say about this.
yeah.
Michael messaged me and he goes, "Message me anyone you want." I said Jinko. He said no. I didn't play.
Good.
Yeah, I don't really think there was much. I don't want to say point, but I think if you're going to create a like spontaneous one-time round, there should be something more other than just, hey, here's some people, here's UHC, let's go,
give
guys.
Black Panther.
Yeah,
Here's
it's
the game
I
mode
didn't
from
think
Ambition.
I didn't think it was anything.
it
I didn't
wasn't.
think it was
Yeah,
anything special at all.
But
There was-
I think it has to be something special to stand
Give
on its own. Instead,
Thanos.
it's just like, what am I? Why should I watch this? What makes
to
it
be
relevant
fair-
or interesting at all?
I can say
Uh,
it was a pretty good season.
No, yeah, you guys haven't
It was
seen the
very
last
good.
episode,
Yeah, it was a
and
good
I don't know
season.
if we should spoil about it, but the
Nah.
last episode's
Don't say
very
that.
fucking good.
It was very close.
I,
It was
I,
like
okay, yeah,
10%, I think they went
I'm not,
wrong,
I'm not
so-
gonna doubt and say it's gonna be terrible. It's just I don't feel a lot of excitement for it because it just,
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
said, there's no aspect about it which makes me think, oh, I'm really excited for this one-time thing.
Well,
It's
Yeah.
just
I
like,
don't know.
like,
we'll
the-
be
I
honest,
didn't
we
think-
weren't really making it to be like, hey,
Yeah, I think-
it's gonna be great, and that's kind of hypocritical to
What?
some of
Then
the
don't
things that
fucking
we
make
do.
it.
but,
Then
like,
don't make it.
I don't know, like,
It-
Hey,
Yeah.
this will be subpar.
the only thing it reminds me of when I saw, like, oh, the game mode. Like, didn't Ambition do that with
What
the
game
falling
mode?
stuff from the
Oh,
sky?
no,
It was just
what do you mean-
Armageddon.
you mean
Armageddon?
Armageddon?
Yeah.
A lot of
It's a-
people have done Armageddon.
yeah,
It's
it's one, it's a one,
Armageddon
it's-
4, it's not like, yeah.
it's a
Bit too,
one-time
dude.
round with a pretty common RR game mode.
Yeah, like bit.
To be fair, okay, here's what I
Oh my
planned.
God.
I was gonna.
Ouch.
I'm the one who actually brought it up to Michael. I was like, hey, I'm really bored and there's no RRs. Like, would you want to do like a welcome to hell
That's
situation
that's
kind
the
of thing?
shittiest reason to make one.
Yeah, that. Oh my god.
Well, no, but like I wanted to do a little bit more with it, but then Michael kind of took hold of it and he was like, hey, get on my server. We're gonna be doing this. It was just like, go
this could
find
also
some
be the
people.
same
Yeah,
thing
if
said
you-
for sexual
I didn't
intercourse.
organize this.
Yeah, I feel, yeah, I
like organizing.
I was
Never
bored.
a good idea.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna do a one-time round, you gotta really go out of the park with it. You gotta
Yeah,
really make it
or have
stand
a
its own.
super
'Cause, like-
like crazy guest appearance from Ashton Kutcher.
Exactly.
Yeah. That, oh my
It's
god.
bit, you either gotta have you either need to have the game modes really. God damn it! You either need to have the game modes really stand out, or the players really stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I think
I'm-
the reason Welcome to Hell I think it was so good is because it was a
Well, it
roster
was,
you
yeah.
couldn't
Venom
have
Cloud and
seen
Kanako.
anywhere.
Well, yeah,
Venom
Yeah, no,
could
I'm,
not
pretty,
go.
I'm not
I'm
gonna
pretty-
defend. I'm not gonna defend and say the intentions were the best reasons ever, but I will say that like the result kind of
Yeah.
turned out pretty
This
great.
is,
I was
That
thinking
doesn't.
like
No,
the
but yeah, but the
love
concept
child,
we
but
can
something that we just fucking
I'm
for
just
fun.
we
thinking-
can we can
Why is
say
nothing-
we can keep on saying how well the result was, but like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
result doesn't
What if
make
the
it.
results suck?
Well, I know that's what
Then everything would suck.
I'm just saying
Well,
that
we
like
might not have uploaded it, but it was a very good season. That's all I can say. I mean, like in the end, I'm
I've heard that
not
from
gonna act
I've heard that
I'm
from
not
everyone
gonna-
that's played this season that's in this channel right
I'm
now.
not
I've heard
gonna-
from
I'm
everyone
not-
that it was a good season.
I'm not gonna act like it's a fucking revolutionary round because it's not. But
It
like,
is.
Who just? Oh my God.
Kid.
yeah, if you want.
So I'm going to
It
take the side of Max and Kid on this one. Where the first thing Max said when we first started talking about it is like, yeah, kind of just came out of nowhere and like there was nothing.
I zoned out. I have no idea what's going on.
Like if I had to like also like the roster, like nothing against the players, obviously, but
Who
like
played?
especially for
Lego
another
hates me.
especially for, like,
Evolution.
a one-time round.
Oh.
it's
I think,
nothing
well,
like-
yeah, for the roster though, I'm every single player apart from me and Wolfie
It was
had
Evo and
either played
Fission.
literally every player had played a season of Evo or Fission, apart from me and Wolfie.
Can I say my personal favorite team?
And
from that?
Jamie.
What's your favorite
No,
team,
Jamie-
Thiago?
Jamie played
That's
Fission.
an easy pansy, baby. Oh my
Jamie played
god.
Fission 6.
Mwah.
Oh yeah, I would say I'm gonna be honest, I was really fucking pissed about my death because I had like a good fight with Das and Easy Pansy with Jamie, and then Soul just comes behind and just one taps me. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just
Bing.
got tapped by yellow.
I mean, let's be honest. You probably deserved it.
Yeah, you probably. Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
have liked
probably
to like
deserved it.
finish the fight first and then get one tap, but you know.
Nah, you deserved it.
Yeah, you
I'm not
deserved it.
saying that. I'm just saying.
Can't always get
Yeah.
We-
What did you only make
we
renders?
carry on?
Fucking
All right, next
make
round. I guess.
entertaining comment.
Yeah.
Next
Okay,
up.
wait, update.
Oh.
I just got a new subscriber.
Robbie Williams.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
also update on the Griffin
We did.
situation. He responded with 10,000 Euro porch monkeys, and then
What?
closed the conversation.
Wow.
Real
Understand,
quick,
John.
just want to
Or
give a
just
shout out
like,
to
just type that out.
Typed it out.
who died recently?
Who died?
Hannibal, Hannibal.
Ichi.
Barbara Bush.
Ichi died.
Bruno
Oh,
San
Max,
Martino.
Max, no, that's down.
Bruno Mars. He's alive today.
What am I gonna do with all those shirts?
Please, somebody help.
All right,
Let's move on.
RnR 14.
All right,
RnR?
Wait, that
yeah.
came out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, what happened in that one?
Cinder got
um,
killed.
Shadoon.
That's why I liked it.
Shadoon
Yeah, the
happened.
thing
Oh,
I remember,
right.
I
That was
remember
the
when
Risk of Draw
yeah.
season.
And
Oh,
then when I saw
yeah.
the intro, when I was told the roster to make the renders for it, I was essentially like, I don't think anyone here is going to lose apart from Gabe or Shadoon. Like, Gabe or Shadoon were pretty much the only people in
And
that.
then Shadoon just bodied Gabe,
Yeah.
and then
They were like the only people in there that I thought could actually win because, I mean, who were like the other good players?
Krenz!
BGR
Wait,
and
so you're saying
Krenz
Shadoon
held up.
was
I just,
the
I just
winner?
want to.
Krenz held up, definitely.
Well,
Yeah.
Krenz
I didn't
did
think he had a
well.
chance of winning.
Can't
I
go
don't think
wrong.
I didn't think he had a chance. He did a lot better than I expected for him not playing for such a while. But like,
it was
Like Infinity
it was
War?
very
he wasn't gonna
refreshing to
be-
see
yeah.
Krenz just
Okay.
do well.
Here's my
You
one
guys don't
problem
understand.
with-
Uncle Vito was robbed.
Okay, here's the
like
problem. Is that a certain someone in this channel made the most boneheaded tweet I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, Cole.
Is it me
Cole,
saying that
Cole,
Krenz is
Cole,
still a
Yo,
beast?
good to see Krenz is still good. He killed Longa. Shut up, Cole.
He tenned him!
Oh, wait, he actually was.
It's
Cole?
Longa. It's Longa. Cole,
He
you
also
lose.
destroyed
It's Longa.
Shadoon.
You lose.
This is
He
what I'm
also-
saying,
I
like,
sh-
yeah,
I wanna
beat
put-
Rocky.
yeah, but
I wanna-
Cole, you tweeted this before he fought Shadoon.
Yeah,
so-
I also want to
lose.
point
You
out.
don't
know, why do you remember that, Tiago? Are you my biggest fan? You fucking.
I do-
No, I
I-
remember when you tweeted it because you tweeted it the episode he fucking killed Longa.
I do
I
want to
don't
say as
remember.
well. I had before I went to head cut down trees. I did have a fight encounter with Krenz in my episode 3, I think, and he fucking ruined me. He
Well,
demolished
yeah, but
me.
you suck, so.
That's fair.
Tom.
All right, and before we.
Lego,
before
you're
we-
one.
I didn't play though. I didn't get railed by
Hey
Krenz,
man,
so it doesn't matter.
like
I was
it's
like,
like
I have
they
some.
say,
I have.
you never really get bad at this. It's like buying a bicycle. I mean, fuck, riding a bicycle.
Buying.
I want to.
I'm
I want to
really bad
give.
at
I want
buying
to. I
bikes.
want to give some.
Bicycle, you never forget.
I've got 2 fun facts about RnR 14.
Okay.
Number 1, BGR was there. He just didn't play because he knew he would win.
Oh.
That was his
That's
because
rough.
mostly
Didn't
because
he
we had.
win the failed attempt with like 12 kills?
Yes, he won the failed attempt with
That's
12
Emilio.
with 12 kills in like
And
a
there was
like
15
a s-
players.
it was
There
like 15 players,
something like
yeah.
that,
I actually didn't
Shout
know
out
about
to
that.
BGR.
I think
yeah.
you told me about that, Tom.
He,
And then
Yeah.
he told us. He told BGR told me.
I
That
thought the
I-
game mode. I thought the game mode was interesting.
it was a cool game mode.
It was
Um,
cool,
Yeah.
but it broke at one point.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there was. I think
have a
it was
mustache.
Krenz who was stuck
I'm-
in there for like half an hour.
I'm glad that they've changed it from the version from the first attempt because the first attempt was just there was none of the betting. It was just anyone has a chance of being put in a duel, which meant that people got complete. Basically, in the first attempt there was a moment where Nihon was put in a duel when he wasn't prepared to against like Gabe, and like Nihon
Yeah.
like it's the first time I've ever seen Nihon get salty.
Why did
And
it
it
have
was-
to be
Yeah.
I'm really
Um,
concerned.
And then
Fair
Neon
enough,
gets
too.
first
Oh.
blood in the next attempt.
Yeah. But
They
I'm
were
glad
both,
I
like,
will
no
say
armor
this:
in
it
that
was pretty
fight, I
refreshing
remember.
to see Quake. It was pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it was.
that's right.
Guys, I just got a Snapchat from my crush, Lego Beast.
Ooh.
Ah!
I also want to personally call out Burning and call him a piece of shit for possibly getting the worst map in RR history.
Oh yeah, no, there was like it was all.
There were-
Oh, I don't
there
know
were
about
2
that. There's something
forests.
coming out soon that
was-
might
it was
top
literally-
that.
It
There
was
were
literally-
two- there were
it was
two
all desert-
forests
it was
on the
all
whole
just
map.
Desert and ocean. That's why I remember seeing.
Yeah,
it.
there was
And
2
then-
I have
forests.
to.
I had to
have to
grow. I
go.
spent an hour growing trees to get apples for gold.
Oh, what are you, fucking Lorax? Shut up.
He has a point.
Damn it, Parker.
All right, everybody, wish me luck at my soccer practice.
I hope you get.
Are you
Good luck,
leaving?
Cold
Are you leaving?
Bacon.
I have to leave. I told
bye,
people
Cold.
this.
I have
Yeah,
to
that-
leave
that-
in like
Just
10
remember,
minutes as
when
well.
democracy ends, war begins.
Oh my god.
I will
That-
never forget it.
All right, well,
That's
thank you,
forever.
Cole. Thank
Goodbye,
you, Cole,
my
for
love.
showing up.
Disconnected
Alright,
from
Oh,
the channel.
well. Okay,
Good.
maybe you need to speak a little bit.
All right, whatever. Okay, so we're
Alright.
gonna stop talking about RnR now.
Yeah, fuck,
Uh,
fuck.
Grudge 4, that also
That
happened.
came out.
Grudge 4 happened?
Yes,
Who's
and
won that? I'm trying to remember.
Jinko,
I
Oh,
left
Jinko
before
and-
you
Jinko and
finished. Thanks
Cappy
for
won it,
having me
didn't
on.
yeah,
Lego.
Jinko and Cappy won.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jinko and
Goodbye,
Cappy
Lego.
All I know,
won.
all I remember is I remember seeing
User
Jinko like
disconnected from your
fucking
channel.
like penetrate Gwep. It was it was
Yeah.
horrible. Like he like destroyed Gwep. That's
Well,
the only thing I remember. From that fight. You know, I remember him getting like a 12 bow lock on him, like 12 shot bow lock on him, and that was fun to watch.
No,
Yeah.
something to watch.
Also, another thing that happened is if you guys didn't watch Daft and Shadoon, that was very entertaining, even though I didn't understand anything they were saying.
Oh yeah, Daft! I forgot you played.
Yeah,
Anything
it's
with
Daft.
Daft has a thumbs up for me.
Yeah. So
If you like him so much, why don't you marry him?
I will!
I'm not gonna lie. Until you said Lego, I completely forgot who won.
Did you just say?
What?
Is that Karen?
Until you said who won, I completely forgot who won.
I only know
Okay,
who won
yeah.
because I knew about like the day it was recorded. But
Wait,
Wow.
Spoiler.
I knew who won because I was originally supposed to make the intro, and then Blip just laid it all on me what happened. So I was like, oh, sounds cool, dude.
wait,
That's
Hey,
awesome.
did you know that
Intro.
Stinko won?
oh my god.
Stinko!
Dingo.
Stinko.
Come on. Wait, didn't I play Grudge Match?
Oh my god.
Anyways.
Yeah, me and Peridot should be a good team.
Oh god!
Alright.
Do you guys think Bliv is actually going to do another season, or he's going to make it live or anything? Like, he's talked a
He'll
lot
make it
about
live.
that.
I think
He's
live
gonna
would
make
be
it
the
live.
much
Live
better
would be cool.
choice.
Do you think he's going to do that, though? He was considering just, like, not even following through with that.
Don't worry,
I
I'll
think if he
organize
does
it for
anything,
him.
he'll just make it live, because that's easy.
Yeah.
Bliv.
Or easier-ish.
Bliv,
kinda.
if you're listening, I'll organize Grudge Match for
Hey,
you.
Bliv, if you're listening, I'll suck your wiener, dude.
Well, if you're listening, why?
Bliv,
Yeah.
if you're listening,
why'd
you
you
deserve
do
to
that?
be
Guys, this
voted
isn't
out.
the Bliv podcast.
You
Alright.
deserve to be voted out, Bliv.
If we're gonna,
Alright, you guys
my
want to talk about
god.
Bliv Season 7 now?
Hey Ryan,
Yeah.
I play my idol on. All right, we're gonna continue on.
Hey.
I play my idol on Lake.
When was the last time you won a Survivor?
The first one.
Do you think you're ever gonna win one again?
If I ever play another one.
The game PTSD.
Yeah, can you stop? I have non-flashbacks.
Alright,
Alright,
I'm not
next.
building a
Fission
boat.
Survivor. What's the next round?
When's the Survivor?
All right,
Hey.
up
Bliv
next.
Season 7.
Okay,
Sup-
so before anyone says anything about Agency 7, before anyone says anything, there are two things I need to talk about. One, for an FFA, I had a pretty fun time. Max knows why. Matt, let's just say a few of us broke the law.
Broke the
and
law.
And second off, the final two was Frigid and Verdant.
Oh
Yeah.
Frigid's kills were lightning and
How did
Tux.
Tux not win?
I don't know.
Vernon won, right?
The
Yeah,
final
Vernon.
three was Tux, Frigid, and Vernon, and somehow
Vernon
the
win
two
with 4 kills,
paraplegics took
too?
out the Olympic swimmer.
I think
Yeah.
it was 4, yeah.
Did you
Vernon-
call him
Vernon-
paraplegic?
Vernon went from being the worst KDR in the round to winning the season.
I also
Which
want to point out that I landed one shot that game. I only shot one arrow that game. It hit town unless I'm at 1, and I was furious.
Should have just killed him,
And
dude.
then, huh?
Why did you
Should-
only
should-
shoot
should've
one
just-
arrow? Did
should've
you
just
only have
killed
one
him.
arrow?
Because I didn't see anyone the entire
Oh,
game.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, you should have killed him.
Should have just killed him.
Idiot.
I was trying to get Mac to send me his chords, and he wouldn't do it.
Wow, Max, really?
I didn't watch the season, but I did watch the
Yeah,
like,
submit
montage
to
that
peer
came out a bit
pressure.
later.
Yeah, do drugs.
Peer pressure, man.
You say
Peer
pear
pressure.
pressure?
Yes.
I like pears. They're pretty good.
Yeah, they are.
Cool.
Also,
All the time I
no,
got
Tiago,
crushed by a
you're pretty good.
pear.
Also, shout out to Brick Tycoon.
Shout out to all the pairs.
Shout
That's
out
a
to
fair
all.
time.
Tycoon, maker
Shout
of
out-
RnR
Shout out to
season two
Ross. He was
montage.
robbed in Survivor.
Shout out to all the
I think
pairs.
Enough about
He should win
Survivor.
every single round.
Ross, vicious blindside, must watch.
Okay,
people get
so
deleted.
Agency 7, I mean, the ending was probably it's probably one of the best final twos you can have, honestly.
Very.
I don't
It
get
was
how you can have
very.
a final three of Tux,
I don't
Frigid,
think
and
they're
Vernon, and Tux get third.
I remember I felt really bad because a lot of the agency players decided to play Bit because they were scheduled at the exact same time accidentally.
God, Max, you remember what happened in our...
no.
Yeah, that was also the time
Yeah, you
where
also spoiled the
Fridge
bad
were
fan
like,
played.
yeah, where I was like, oh yeah, and Bad Ben isn't here, and then Fridge was like, he's playing back in time, and I was just like, well, yeah, you could just say.
I was so mad about that too because like because Max, I was telling you and Shup, I was like, we can't talk about Bit, like we just can't, like we're
Yeah.
not allowed. And then
Wait,
and,
how did
we,
you
and, like,
guys
even,
know about it?
And like
Everybody
how do
knew
we
about
know?
it. It
Because
wasn't.
how do we know? Because
Bad
it's
Fun made
pretty
it pretty
obvious.
obvious. Bad Fun made it
Every-
pretty
Well, no,
yeah,
I'm
most
saying,
people-
but, like,
most
wait,
people
are
were
you saying
like-
that you talked about this during
No.
agency?
No.
We didn't talk.
Oh.
We didn't talk about it. No, it happened one. Well, like, Max, I even told Zeke not to talk about it. He's like, yeah, probably a good idea to not talk about it. And then
Yeah.
Ross just goes, yeah, Batman's playing Bit. We're like, Ross, you serious? Like,
Come on,
Come on, Ross.
We're like, Ross.
How did Ross know?
God.
Because Batman made it so obvious why he wasn't
Bad Fun made it
playing.
very obvious. Bad Fun made it. I
Like,
mean, also,
literally
yeah,
in the agency chatting,
I
like,
got
he was
another
like, I have
recorded
a
round. Sorry
thing to
guys, winky
play.
face.
it's also yeah. I mean, people knew
When
that back
some-
in time were on that
but
day,
yeah,
and Bad
in
Fun
this-
suddenly couldn't play. So it's again.
If in
hard
this
to
in
put
this
one
in
together.
this age of the community, if you know a round is happening at a time and someone says, "Yeah, I can't do something at that time," you know what they're doing.
Fair enough.
Masturbating.
Fair enough.
Additionally, since like all the
Am I
other
right,
bit
kid?
players couldn't make
Yeah.
it, like Megan and Lifeleaf, it's like, well, you put the dots one on one and you
Yeah,
got a little
honestly-
something
honestly,
going.
You
So,
don't
like-
just say you
like,
put
what's
the
life
dots
like?
1-on-1 and think you can get away with it.
There was another
Just don't say my
agency,
name.
there was an agency player who was also in bit, but I'm really glad they played agency instead because I
Who?
didn't.
Brick Tycoon.
Well, yeah,
Frigid.
let me just spoil that.
It's frigid.
I mean, is it a new?
It was
Oh,
wrong.
Yeah, it's a
That's
newcomer.
that's how Ross knew.
Ross.
It
Could
was
you
like
fucking
Batman.
imagine if it
I would
was
say
Ross?
about like agency. I haven't seen a final fight for a long time that was in a cave. So I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was really interesting.
Was it though? I mean,
I liked
it was
it.
a weird
I was
fight.
hoping Ross would win.
If somebody
I
told
was
you
on Team
2
Ross.
hours before agency that the final fight would be Vernon and Ross in a cave, would you have believed
Name's
that?
not Ross.
I just assumed that the season was like dog shit, and I just like
name's
wouldn't
not
care about
Ross.
anything else.
Shout out to Ross.
His name's not Ross.
I know, but Ross.
all right. Next up, we got Fission 6.
Didn't Perp Dan not win that one?
I
Got
played.
6
I played.
kills.
I
We
played.
got to smooth. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was
What?
a team of Coolest, Sonic, and Vinny.
They lost somehow.
Yeah, I don't know how that
Coolest
happened.
Sonic
I don't
and
remember
Vinny.
much about Fission 6. That was a
Can-
little bit ago,
Can I
right?
bring up the best
It
team
was a while
there?
ago.
Yes,
Was it-
Myself, Simply Sam, and Ice Cheesecake.
Oh, no.
you said the best team.
I hate you.
Also,
See, I
also
was supposed to sub for
4N
that, but I
returned.
couldn't.
Oh yeah,
4N was there as well, which surprised
I'm pretty
me.
sure it was. Yeah, it was us. sub
4N
instead of
best
Jamie, but out of the
Lampoon
way,
newcomer.
so- Jamie
Rest,
played the
rest
same.
in peace, 4N.
Oh, this is season 4. My bad.
Shut your whole mouth.
Hey guys, I have to go. So good luck with the rest of the.
Shut the hell
That's
Thanks,
up.
le-
Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Paul
Drop
is out.
number 3.
Drop
Wait,
number-
shout out to Simply
How have I
BB as
outlived
well.
3 people? That makes no sense.
Drop
Okay.
number 3.
Alright.
Number 15.
Is there anything more to say about Fission
15 foot
6?
lettuce.
I don't know. Do you guys have anything to say?
I don't really remember much about it because it was a couple months ago.
I
So
didn't
like,
watch it.
Hashtag
Wait, what did you
Throwback
say? I didn't even
Thursday.
hear what round you said.
All right.
I legitimately
Evo-
don't think I've watched any of these, but I'm just giving my insight.
Which round? Which round were you saying? I didn't even hear.
Up next is Evolution
God.
14.
They made it 14.
yikes.
Gotta
Yeah,
They
get
made it 14.
that KD.
Gotta
This
get
was a
that
great season to
KD.
watch because personally, AJ Steele's perspective I thought was great. He got a lot of kills. Cool. I was rooting for him, so I'm all smiles. Thank
Also,
Is
Dominic
that
Floyd.
serious?
you. Take it as you wish.
I'm gonna say no.
It was not entertaining.
I was
also, I
on
want to
that
point out that
team and it
AJ
was-
went out of his way to leave his team behind just so he could kill me.
Wait, so you're saying AJ was a scumbag?
You got 7 kills. You gotta get that.
Here-
gotta
here's
get
what
that
I'm gonna
KD.
say. I'm really glad that Steph now has the best KDR in Evolution. Because she
Pretty
has an
bomb.
infinite one.
Yes, yes.
How many kills did she get? She got.
She got 1.
Oh wow.
Oh.
I also want to say that my fight against Bliff's team was probably one of the greatest fights in RnR history before
Bullshit.
before Mr. Gus fan decided he wanted to be a sneaky little bitch and try and backstab us.
Wait, pause.
Oh, I saw that fight between your team, Dom, and
What
it was,
the
it was
fuck did
such
you
a good
just
fight.
say?
Gus.
What's the problem?
Augustus.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Augustus.
Augustus.
I think you mean Augustus.
And there's our 4th drop.
Kid Fierce has given up.
If you just got really pissed. Well,
I just had to beat my dog.
What?
I'm not happy about
really glad
that.
we had a moment of silence to wait for that to come back.
Did you guys did he actually change his name to Mr. Gus fan?
No, he
No,
didn't. That's
it's-
just what
it's-
Dom called him.
Oh,
No, he changed his
thank
name
fuck.
to. No, he changed his name
It's
to
wor- it's worse than
Augustus
that,
with a
kid.
B instead
Yeah,
of a U.
Augustus.
There you go.
That's what he changed his ID into.
Augustus?
No,
Yeah, but with a B.
That's
Augustus.
so fucking
Augustus.
I'm messaging him right now.
And guess how many people? Guess how many people have called him that? Guess.
0.
Yes.
Augustus
just
would have
could've-
been cool.
we would just call him
but
Gus.
Augustus-
All right, we're not gonna talk about this. This
But it's
is
because Augustus was taken.
Why not just
obviously.
August?
August.
All right,
August.
we're not
Evolution
talking.
14, iffy season, but I won, so it was a great season.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
All right, up
great
next.
season.
Have we got to At War 5 yet?
Yes, we're up there now.
hey, we're now on At War 5.
Hey guys, you remember when Ostrich evaded meetup for an episode and played for 8 gaps?
What?
It's
saw that.
fine.
Nothing.
He
I clapped
didn't
my
cave
hands.
for anything.
He didn't.
What?
It's
Hold on, I'm so
fine.
confused. What
In
happened?
Apple 5, Austro evaded meetup for the entirety of episode 6. And then went at the beginning of episode 6, when it was supposed to be the beginning of meetup, he had 2 gaps. And at the beginning of episode 7, which was an episode after meetup, he thought that was when meetup was, and he came in with 8 gaps. So he essentially evaded 20 minutes of meetup to cave, which was there was a bit of controversy about that.
To be fair,
It wasn't. I'm not saying it was on purpose. It wasn't.
to his credit, it wasn't. He was
It wasn't
intentionally trying to evade meetup,
He didn't
but
realize.
the bit annoyed me is he tried to argue the fact that he gained nothing out of the 20 minutes when, in actuality,
Right,
if he went to meet up on time, he couldn't have made the healing he had, and he went to meet up
yeah.
with way more gaps than he should.
Did he
have.
win?
No,
he didn't.
But he
But
got
he's-
a kill though.
Yeah,
he-
In the end, like
like
it wasn't. It wasn't like it didn't ruin the season, but it was just like, and he didn't mean to do it, but it was just something that, especially sees like from an organizer to like evade meetup, it's a bit like it's not a great look.
I mean, like, I
Yeah.
was gonna say if like he won, there'd be more of a debate, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
didn't. So
I know, yeah.
That's so bad. That's like studying for a test against a person that thought was a pop quiz.
Yeah.
And
The
still
fuck are
being
these
wrong.
analogies? Just
Exactly.
you're waiting for these.
No, I'm bullshitting.
You've got like a piece of paper in front of you, and you're just
Yeah,
waiting
it's
like, oh,
up my
this one
ass. He's
works.
talking shit.
Okay. Anyways,
all right, next one. What's up next?
Fun
Pathfinder
and Friends
8.
season 2.
What are these
That's
renders?
why I had a season 8. But they're on
Don't-
season 6.
don't hurt Matthew's renders.
Okay, fine. What is a Merrick's render?
He's a scary lion.
Wait, this was only episode 7? Pathfinder usually runs in like episode 9.
Not really. It hasn't over the past couple seasons.
Has
Yeah,
it?
they've
No.
been F7ing for the past few days.
The last
wait,
episode
Dom,
9
Dom,
was
did
like
you go
4?
ham in this season? Was this the one you top fragged in?
I did pretty well in this one as well.
Pathfinder 8 was the one that I won,
This is
Winky
the
Face,
one
Smiley
in
Face.
which Venny just fucked everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
Venny's
that's
kind of screwed
right.
my team a little bit.
Oh yeah, that was.
In
the
case,
bit where
in
he
case,
jumped
in
the
case,
bucket one
in
with
case
the
someone
sauce.
watching hasn't watched it, if you haven't already, you're an idiot.
it's so great.
My whole team, which was a fun team of myself, Venny, and Frostbreath, were just on the surface trying to get some iron because we couldn't find a cave. And then solo James the Douglas runs past us, and then Frost is like, "Hey, let's go. Well, we can kill him." And we're like, "All right, let's go get him." So James wisely digs down on us. Frost decides to dig down after him. James gets a low ground on him, and then Frost is like, "All right, I need to come down to help." So Venny, in his infinite wisdom, uses a water bucket to go down the 1x1 hole into Frost. He gets rid of the buckets. They're trapped in a hole together. Then they try to swim up. James' heart starts hitting their feet, so Venny tries to retaliate and kills Frost. Then James kills Venny. And I'm still stuck on the surface with both my two teammates dead, so I jump in the hole to kill James. And I'm left at 1.5 hearts.
That was the greatest thing I've ever seen, by the way.
I'm watching your perspective right now. Why did you hide 12 apples at meetup?
Pussy.
Just in case there was people who, because I knew that the apple rates were kind of low. Either apples are low or apples were hard to get. So I was like, in case there's anybody who has gold and no apples, I'm just gonna hide these.
What a dick.
I put them in a chest underground. It's fine.
What a dick.
I'm a bit of an asshole.
I quite enjoyed that season though. Like
The kill on
bias
Katie
aside, it
was
was
pretty nice,
I think
though.
pretty good.
Yeah. Also, Merrick had a stroke.
You just did not
Oh,
work.
I literally just watched that.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah.
That was okay. So I'll be honest, guys. I finally watched RnR. I only watched Dom because I love him.
Thanks, like
But
a beast.
Dom, how the fuck did you kill Merrick?
I said Merrick had a
You had no
complete
business
stroke.
doing that.
Merrick had a complete stroke during that fight.
Oh my, I thought you were gonna kill FaZe too.
I nearly
almost
nearly
did.
got him. I nearly got him
If
as
you
well.
killed FaZe, I probably would have just nutted out of pure joy.
I mean, I would have been so fucking screwed after that point, but it would have just been absolutely
Yeah,
hilarious.
But it's like taking
Well,
on the
so
prom
FaZe
queen
was
and
screwed
then having
too.
an STD. It's
Oh
like
my
you have
God,
an STD,
no.
but you still got the fucker.
What?
God damn it, Parker. I regret
That was your worst
inviting you
one.
so much.
All right. So Pathfinder 8, I thought it was pretty good. Don't know who
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Max, Matthew, and 18 Qs.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
I wasn't joking when I said I didn't know. By the way,
I
And
killed
now-
Kevin as the last one, so I was
you
happy.
did what to Kevin?
Kevin was the last man standing, and I got
Did
a
you
ping
kill him?
pang, and I killed him.
Oh my god, this is the worst season of an RR I've ever seen. You killed Kevin!
Good.
Oh, you fucker. Alright, we're moving
Max,
on.
why is your channel named the Official Smiles
Don't-
channel?
You don't want to
Don't
know.
worry
You don't want to know. I had to rebrand myself.
Like Augustus. Alright, we're moving on.
Wait, where is that?
I just went to look at his perspective, and I go to his channel, and I see it's the Official Smiles channel.
And now you know how I feel whenever I had to edit a fucking
Wait, you mean
TDC
his
doc.
YouTube channel? Or
Whenever I had to edit a TDC talk with Cran, if he edited it, it'd be like last edit 1 minute ago by Passion of the Christ 2.
That's what his YouTube name is as well. Passion of the Christ 2.
Who is that?
Gran.
Oh
Wait,
my
what?
God,
That's
that's
wait.
right.
Grant, that's Grant's email name. Like every time you have to edit a fucking doc, it's like, oh, last edit 5 minutes ago by Passion of the Christ 2.
This is like that time we tried to wait. What was that fucking movie, Dom? Not Food Fight. The Louis, the fucking
Hoodwinks?
the dad's a coach.
What are you
Like
talking
the
about?
movie critic shit.
Oh, Sausage Party.
No.
I don't know
Dom,
what
you
you're.
know what I'm talking about.
Well, he tried to
Wait,
figure it out. Let's move on to
No, Michael was
Lampoon
there
3.
too.
Lampoon 3 was pretty cool. There was a team of Chalk, Cute, and the Kev guy.
They killed
I
me.
didn't do bad either. I'm pretty did Chalk top frag in that one or?
No, Kevin almost did though.
No, John did.
Oh,
John
yeah.
got 5.
Okay, if
I should have gone from that too.
Oh no, I remember Chalk was for a while, and then he got like.
If I
3
learned
kills
one
in
thing
there.
from this round, is that Kevin's still really good. And I don't
Kevin's
know
like
why.
actually he really holds up. His
Wait, did Choop win?
Yeah, it was
yes.
Shup, Megan, and John.
No, I
So,
like
real
honestly.
quick, there's been two-time winners.
Yes.
Anyway, so
And-
continue what were
is
you
2
saying,
for 2.
Max?
I was just gonna say that I think one of the highlights of that season is the fight with Cute, Doc, and Kevin against Dylan, Meowsers, and Luxheim, because the healing balance between the two, like Cute's team came in with like 3 gaps each, and Luxheim's team came in with 12 to 13 each, and Cute's team still managed to kill one of them and leave the other one on like half health.
Who did they
So-
kill?
Kevin killed Dylan, and Kevin escaped. And Meowsers was left on like.
No. Dylan did really badly in that fight. I remember
Did.
Dylan, like Kevin kind of destroyed Dylan in that fight, and that he.
Oh yeah,
was
he did.
Insane.
That was funny.
And Luxheim survived with like half health, and Meowser survived with like 2 gaps left, I think. And Cute and Chalk died, but it was a really good fight. Like spectating that was insane.
Yeah, it was.
Just wanted to say that. And
Didn't
Lego
Luxheim also killed Brody though when he was stuck in the block, and that was sad to watch.
That
Yeah.
I
was
crying.
That was crying.
crying.
Tom, you just did not have a good time that season.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of an asshole at meetup.
You guys are really good at talking while I'm watching like the part that you're talking about. I just watched Dom get fucked by
Yeah,
Kevin.
and then Dom masturbated.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
meet up. And then one of them is like, hey, look, there's Kevin. Oh, I'm dead. Wee.
Isn't that
All
who we
right, moving on. All right, Dom, I think this is one that you can really only talk about because I don't know much about this. Millennium
neither.
2.
I can't really talk about the season, but I just thought it'd be interesting to bring it up in the
All right.
story.
All right,
Bring it up.
It's
talk about
story.
Millennium.
It's story season 8.
Wait, what?
What?
That's
What?
not on the list.
We're talking about Millennium 2.
Yeah, Millennium. So Millennium 2, from what I know, is a round that was recorded 2016, and then they scrapped it. And then recently,
I remember that intro being released though.
No.
Yes.
Ember released the. It was like like with Heroes of Metal 14, where they released the intro, and then everyone's like, "No, we don't want this."
Don't bring it up.
It was like that. It said, I don't think people said they didn't want it, but like the intro, Ember released the intro, and then just no episodes were actually released.
From what I know, Chaz Gamer, the guy who organized Millennium, just kind of completely quit the community before the season was released. So now, in 2018, one of the members and one of the players, I think, found like the old subreddit for it and a bunch of the upload links, and was like, "I could post some of these," and they did. And it's quite interesting to. It's quite interesting.
The fuck is up?
Sorry. Sorry.
What?
What?
Sorry. I thought it was muted.
Wait,
You were
Not
not
the
muted.
slightest.
Yeah, we know that Lego was genuinely just listening to that.
Lego.
What up, Parker?
Real quick, were you there when we watched Monsters vs Aliens?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What was the movie before that we were trying to watch?
What?
Hoodwinked?
Millennium 2, am I right?
No, there was a movie before we were trying to watch, but they're all in
We
Spanish.
were trying to watch Ivan the Incredible.
That's it!
Oh.
That's the one.
I forgot about that.
No, okay, wait. This is completely off topic, but if you have not seen Monsters vs. Aliens, it is the worst movie I've ever
Oh, it's
seen.
It's pretty
great,
bad.
but
It's pretty bad.
I had one of
it's
my
so good.
favorite scenes in cinema history where the president walks up to the alien and plays the
he's
Crazy
jamming
Frog
out.
song.
I remember one thing.
Well, the
and
one where he
that's-
screams like a
that's
little
kid,
girl and has to
and
wipe his
that's
ass.
And that's kid when the president goes, which of these buttons gives me a latte? And kid goes, oh, fuck off, and leaves. All right, anyway.
Bad movie.
Like, okay, so that's it for Millennium 2. We have one more on the docket, and it's this little round called Bit 5.
We were
I-
robbed.
The intro was pretty good. I liked it. The art
Intro
looked
was
really
amazing.
nice.
Very good intro.
And then there was one team that I watched exclusively because I'm like that.
Oh,
Did-
I
did
think
it
it's
solve
it's
anything
the
for you?
Seasons one.
So yeah, here's the story. One broke the server.
Oh yeah, that one.
One got fucked. The other was pretty pissed that one of them got fucked, and the other was Rocky. So
Also,
I have
fun-
no
fun-
regrets
fun
of letting
fact,
that team
about
happen.
10 minutes after I died, I went and did acid.
you did what after you died? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
I think those were some of my favorite teams on the subreddit, and I was very
My team
happy
is
with how they
so-
turned out.
They were
Dumb.
pretty great.
There was
Uh,
a team. There was a team that I that we need to address as men. Everyone
Oh, hold on.
here.
First, before that, I want to explain how Parker's team came to be.
No, wait, can I tell the story?
Okay.
All right. So, about like 6 months ago, there was one day, me and Sil were in a channel, and we're like, dude, we're never gonna fucking team again, because I don't care. And then he's like, all right. And he's like, well, bits tomorrow. I'm like, do you think we can swindle? And then we swindled. And then we had to think of a fourth, because Misa and Sil were pretty locked 3.
I was just sitting here on Saying TeamSpeak, and Kid messaging me like, hey, Sil, sir, and I know that Bits tomorrow, and we want to play.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's a team of 4, and there are 3 of you, so you need to find a 4th.
The first
There-
person we brought up was Gugs, and like, he shot that down.
Not gonna lie, I just did not think that was a good idea.
And then we brought up Rocky, and Len was hesitant, but he made the right choice.
It was a very weird situation to be put in. And then I tried my damnedest to make them a secret team. Like, they went through the effort of making new TeamSpeak clients so
Yeah.
that nobody would have them buddied.
I was
They all renamed
surprised.
themselves to like Secret, Mystery, or like who is it?
Enigma.
And then they were all on the TeamSpeak beforehand, so nobody could like see them join or
funniest
whatever.
part was the first letter of each of ours spelled out mess.
I didn't notice that.
It
I didn't
was
even know that.
mystery, enigma, secret, and surprise.
Oh my god.
Mess.
And so then, during the intro, I had no time to write a script, and usually I have a script written out to have on my other monitor so I don't forget anything. But I didn't have time to write a script because Leon got our game mode done about -5 minutes before we were supposed to start. So I had to
It was a
test that,
mess.
and then we just had to get started. So
I
I
was
ended up
hovered over the join server
Best of
button.
days, thank you.
I ended up forgetting. Bye.
That's number 4.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
That's Max.
I ended up
Outlip-
I ended up forgetting that team, and then somebody reminded me, was like, "Hey, isn't there
It was
another
me.
team to
I unmuted and
introduce?"
said Len.
I was like, "Oh fuck! Everybody, get your recording softwares back up. There's
Yeah.
one more
I
team."
was literally hovering over the fucking thing for like 5 minutes waiting for Len to say us, and he's like, all right, go and join channels. I'm like, what? And he fucking
I
died
remember
in
the
the forest
teams also.
fire.
I'm pretty sure Red versus Blue was on for a while, and every time you after the third team came out, it just kept on merging them.
No.
Very
What happened was
confusing.
I had the command block set up so they were like alternating everything, right? And then I had buttons in between those, and I
Oh,
forgot
no.
I forgot that the buttons activated all the command blocks around it. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'll put the button on the command block."
Put the
So then
button.
it'll just do that one, and so then it just
It's not
put,
how
like,
they work.
2 groups of people in the team at a time, and that's what happened.
Leon, where's
that-
my business card?
Yeah, that intro was a mess, but
Where's that business card?
yeah, everything about Bit 5 I thought was pretty good.
Where my
I had a
business card?
weird
Okay,
team.
real quick, I don't remember what team it was, but fuck whoever enderpearled on Sil and Sir. They did not deserve it.
That was Tiago's team.
Yeah, Tiago, go fuck yourself.
We had no healing.
You made the worst team win.
No, actually, that made it a bit more even.
Actually, they would have fucking swept if
I
we,
watched
right.
what happened, and
We had no
We
that-
should have
feeling.
won.
Our
The
idea
problem
was-
solver should have been the last one standing.
I would say the one thing that came out of that was really funny was there was like a 20-second kind of fight over Sill's healing where
Oh,
I
was
ran
watching
in-
that. I
ran in to grab it. I ran in to grab it after Badfang killed him, and I run through it. I don't pick up any of the healing, and I'm like, and then Smooth is like 5 blocks away from me, and I'm way under gear compared to Smooth, and also he's better than me, so I'm like, I'm out. He runs through it, and he picks up every item in the pile apart from the gaps. And then I think he runs back, and then Jake gets the 8 gaps, and then he runs away. So it was a really awkward.
That's amazing.
thing.
It was a really
Also,
awkward.
fuck you
but
guys for
just-
killing Rocky.
Yeah, wait. Okay, I want to point.
Can I just say I was not a part
If
of
you
that?
guys
kill
killed
Rocky
Tux
before
Dog.
episode 4, you're an idiot. Like, what
Can
is
I
he
just
gonna
say-
have?
I was not part of that fight.
You guys killed Tux Dog.
The other 3 people on my team were all fighting Rocky, and I was like, I'm gonna go cave. I'm not gonna participate in this. I'm gonna go cave. See you guys later, and then they killed Rocky.
Yeah,
So, I'm
Tiago
not
saw
thinking-
Evo 13. He knows what happens.
That was
No,
hilarious.
here's the thing. Not stopping it is just as bad as doing it, bitch.
How could I have stopped them? I was like 500 blocks
Democracy
away.
ends and war begins.
So, okay. So, Back in the 5 was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Wait, hold on. I have to ask just because I made it. What did you guys think of the trailer?
Good.
What was the trailer? Which one was that?
That was.
Was that We All Fall Down?
Yes.
Yeah,
I enjoy. I don't really enjoy trailers that much, but I liked it. It was pretty good.
I'm
The-
really good
that
at getting
intro is
that
probably one of my favorite
response.
intros.
I remember spending half an hour trying to reenact Badfan's death with cold, and it was the worst thing I've ever
Oh, God.
experienced because it's also where Talago came from, and I don't like it.
The bloopers
But,
was probably the best thing I've released in a while. It was fucking hilarious.
I just want to point out that like Len brought up Evo 13 and killing Rocky, so I went to his video and someone comments Sin starts at 15:45.
Was it me?
Oh, no, it was JJL.
Oh.
No, Sin star. All right. Anyway, so as you
Oh,
guys know,
hold on.
the last. Oh, what is it?
Hold on, I
What
wanna
is it,
I wanna
Dominic?
I want to intervene with something because I want to actually not be an asshole to people who watch. In the RR Discord, I asked people if they have any questions, and thankfully for us, they didn't give us many. They only gave us a few. So first one is I can't tell if it's a 100% serious one. We have a question here from Yellowvit, which says,
That
"What
one's
have you-"
not serious. Don't ask it.
Is it not a serious one?
Do you see what's underneath it?
Oh God, I do see underneath it. All right, Yellow. Okay, you know, all right, Yellow. But you're just getting a shout out. You're not getting your question asked. You're not getting any more than that. Americ asked us 1.5 questions. I'm gonna answer the half question first. He asked, "What cool stuff should I be finding in the jungle?" Americ, if you're watching this, you gotta collect jungle spores. You gotta kill hornets for stingers. Kill the man-eaters to try and get vines. Also look for ivy chests because they have good loot in them. There's
What
many
the
good.
fuck
There's
are
many.
you talking about?
You can find many.
Is this
the
Terraria?
There's a lot of good stuff you can find around the jungle. Try and get jungle grass seeds so you can try and grow your own stuff.
Wait, Dom,
Hello?
you playing Terraria?
Have you played
No,
Trial
he's
Law?
just answering a question.
I'm asking. I'm asking
Yeah,
Americ's
but I mean,
question.
like, are you? Is that what you're talking about right now?
Yeah.
All right, we need to talk after this. I want to.
Okay.
Lose his virginity.
If he's not gonna lose his virginity, then I'm fucking screwed for the rest of my life.
You got your hand.
All right, so what's
Yeah,
up
you're
next?
right.
What's his main?
His
question?
actual question is, what do you decide first? A game mode and its relation to the theme, or a theme then a game mode related to it?
Game mode.
That's not what we
What
do.
I do for bit is I come up with. Bit's hard because we kind of have to do both at the same time. We can't really say like, oh, we want to make something based
It's
off
like a
of.
theme that works well with the game mode.
And like I typically so for season 2 and season 4, those were just the Pompeii and ancient Egypt ones. Those ones were just settings. So I kind of wanted to just recreate those and then add a game mode that fits with the theme. So it's kind of like a multi-step process. But for the other ones, it's definitely both at the same time. Like the arms race was like, okay, well, what we kind of just
That's a curse season.
we kind of just breezed through a bunch of topics, like potential like historical events that we could do, and we kind of just start thinking about potential game modes for whatever one, and for those seasons we just do whatever we want best. I will say for season 6 I want to do another like themed season, like season 2 and season 4, because I think those ones are the most fun to play and come up
definitely.
with. So I'm gonna try to do something with that.
Season 3 was a curse season.
A truly a truly tragic story.
Hey, truth! Hey,
I was,
hey!
yeah,
But-
I would agree to that.
I was fuming.
Absolutely livid.
I think that question is kind of more of a dependent question on what you're talking about, like which round you're talking about. For us, it's both at the same time, pretty much all the time. So that's just how we work. All right. Anyways, any other?
I mean, for me, it's definitely very different because with my recorded round, the Divine Comedy, I can't
Don't you mean
really,
Phobia?
I can't really,
Yeah.
I can't really think of theme before. I can't really decide on a game
You
mode
have to
before a
do an
theme
order, right?
because I literally have my themes already set out and I cannot change them. I can pull it out of orbit and do the planets in the weird fucking order, but I have these set themes and I can't do anything different to those. So I always have to come up with a game. I have to basically go, this is what we have to do this season. How can I best do that? Which
Makes
is,
sense.
I mean, fine for some of the other ones, but then you got shit like fucking Gluttony, which is about food, and it's like, all right, that's gonna be a fucking odd one.
I'll admit, someone put a
There's a couple
It was
more
pretty good.
questions because I asked people, so we could I don't know, kind of breeze through a couple if we wanted to.
Hey, I'm hungry. Just said James Douglas, which I agree with.
I was gonna answer his first question, which was when will Bit end already? If it goes the way I play in season 10.
And then
Okay,
finally.
okay.
Channel timed out.
Oh, bye,
rest.
Paul.
All right.
Oh, he just timed
Yellowbit
out.
asked
Oh, he's being
top
afraid.
10 RR horrors.
Paul just dropped, so not him. He's dead.
Okay, wait. So let's go down the line.
Dude, Michael is someone who goes under the radar because he joins them slowly, but he's in a fuck ton of rounds.
Michael has played a lot.
He didn't do something like Ryan where he joined like a fuck ton in like 1 year, so people kind of
But like over
forget
the
about
course
him.
of
But
like
he
the last
plays
4 years,
yeah.
Michael's just played a fuck
Big
ton of rounds.
I'd say he's up there as one of the most.
I do a lot of voices.
I mean, you've
Oh,
got,
is
I mean, you've got,
Over there?
you've got some of the all-time like typical candidates,
Yeah,
like
Tommy.
you know Perry, Tommy,
Tommy.
Dibs. Quill's a bit of more of an odd one. I don't know if I'd say Quill's necessarily one of the biggest of all time.
There
He
was
plays a lot of
time where I was
rounds.
literally in 19 rounds before I realized what the fuck is my life.
Ryfry asked rounds that will be in the next season of All Stars. There won't be another one.
There won't. There should not have been a season 4.
If they're smart, there won't be another one.
There shouldn't have been a season 4.
What if
Why?
somebody does
Shouldn't
it
have been
correctly? So
Uh,
I'm not,
Yeah, I
sorry,
think
sorry,
I'm
I'm gonna call him out, but
skeptical
not
about
do what Michael did.
Honestly,
Ooh.
I think we're at the end of the second generation, and I think that the other generations will just fucking kill it.
Here's my opinion. An all-out season 5 to end it, so it doesn't end on a shitty season 4 note. I
Season
think
4 was good.
it was all right.
the
but
season was good. The way it was
season was
released
good,
was
but it
not.
was-
But yeah, I think there needs to be a proper
I
let go
made the
for All
post for some
Stars.
of those. Like, if that doesn't tell you anything, I mean, I just.
I think Mike was bad with. I mean, the same thing happened with Freefall. Like Winfer made like the first like 2 posts for Freefall because Michael just didn't like the first one. He said he couldn't do the post, but the other one he just kind of disappeared for a day.
Mikey.
I
They
would
were
say
whooping
posts
them
aren't his
boys.
strong point.
All right. Anyway, yeah, I think just continuing on with what I said. It needs like a proper send off. Like I have ideas for a way to do an All Stars 5, but I don't know if I could be the one organizing it, kind of thing. But I think there is a way to do it right. It just needs the right people to do it. And I think another big problem is like a lot of people of the organizers who were in season 4 complained that like, oh, the drive wasn't there to do it. It's like the drive comes from you guys. The people
That's
who are
very true.
complaining about there not being drive are also the ones who are reliant upon to give it the drive. So I think if All Stars 5 happens, people need to realize that everyone needs to chip in to make it like they want it to be. They can't just expect it to be magical. So like it kind of needs a more positive attitude going into it as well. So I think if there is an All Stars 5, whoever
It's like being a
organizes
really
it needs
shitty
to.
coach.
Yeah, it's like, believe it or not, it's not just a couple of organizers that are like running the whole thing that like have to put it in. It's like you all are representing your round. You're all a part of it. You're all representing a different part of the Reddit. So it's like you
Didn't
need
Joey
to have
do something bad?
Joey.
No,
No.
He killed
Well,
Lego.
there was some
but-
drama. It was either
Huh?
Joey or Walshy. There was some bad stuff.
Well, there was
What
Walshy.
happened?
Well,
The thing-
it was
okay,
Walshy. Walshy just
Yeah, I
refused to
would say,
upload because
yeah.
quote unquote the meetup was bad.
Gotcha.
I would say like
No?
I
What?
think
That's what he said.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think with also with it, I think with the representatives, like they need to be good representatives around, but I think sometimes they also need to just look for good players. Because I mean, I will say, like, Walshy was a bit in that season. I will admit,
Like
I wasn't.
he's a good frenzy rep, but I
Yeah,
think
but
I don't think when
that's
it
what I
comes to
mean.
All Stars, it should just necessarily be like
That's what I
All
was
Stars
saying, yeah.
rounds.
That's
I think the
exactly what-
representatives needs to be like All Stars
That's-
people
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, friends. Yeah, the thing is that we also wanted to win, so like.
I think I don't want to criticize Frenzy too much on it because they did
Oh, I'm
have
not
to get a
criticizing-
they had to
I'm
give
not
they did have to get a
criticizing,
team
yeah.
one
Okay,
day
yeah,
beforehand.
Also, in our
I'm
okay,
not
also in our
criticizing
defense,
Frenzy.
we were added to the All Stars thing. What, 2 days before it happened?
Yeah, I'm not criticizing Frenzy. I'm just.
And
saying,
also
in
another thing is
hindsight.
that like, so I believe the order was it was me, Coolest, and Joey. Like that was a definite 3. Then it was either going to be Typo, Verx, or Walshy, I believe.
But
Type-
yeah, if you choose
Typo.
anyone, it's-
Typo was unresponsive. Verx didn't answer his phone until like an hour after. And
Oh,
it was like,
Sean.
Sean,
I think-
Sean doesn't play ours anymore.
I think the big problem was that it was a team of 4 and they had a lot of rounds, so it was hard to find people.
I
So
think Team 4 works well for All Stars, to be honest.
I think All Stars 3 or 5 would need to go down to team of
If
3
you're
again.
if you're going way out with I do like the team of 4 just for the scale of it, but if you're getting a lot of rounds, you kind of need to
I don't know, yeah.
you need to go back to team of 3.
I just think it works out
think
better in
learning
the end
rounds
with
are better.
with like more accurate representation and like not as many crossovers. So it's like
There really shouldn't be an All Stars 5. I'm not gonna.
I'm
lie.
sorry.
There
I
really
mean, like,
shouldn't be.
even if it's organized, I'm sorry, but like,
There shouldn't be.
think about the rounds that like aren't gonna be around probably in the next year.
It's literally.
Well, that's
it's gonna
okay.
be,
That's also
you're gonna
something I
have
thought of.
Freefall.
That's something I
what
thought of
rounds-
is like
what rounds played All Stars 4 that it's like Kata because they already said they're gonna have
Yeah,
their final
Kata
season.
already revealed it's gonna be the end. Risk
And
and,
then
Reward is
Out of Orbit had already died, but they
yeah.
they
If Risk and Reward is still around, I'd be shocked.
here's the thing.
Nuzlocke,
Oh no,
I'd be
RnR
shocked.
is still around. Burning
No,
said
RnR's
that like they're never
RnR's
gonna
not gonna
kill
die.
it off.
Okay,
It just may
okay.
become inactive for a while at a
I don't
time.
I don't think RnR's gonna die at any point. It's just gonna be a season every now and then.
The thing is like, I another idea I thought of is like, just it's All Stars 5. It's that send away season. What if they brought back like a bunch of the dead rounds to have representation in the thing? You know how they like brought back GGMC for season 2. So like in All Stars 5, they bring back like AP. They bring back like the OO, given that like people would
Yeah, but who's
cooperate.
gonna play for AP? Like,
No one.
Yeah,
Tyler,
honestly, like,
Tyler
we
said
really-
Tyler said he'd consider it.
I,
And, like,
I know, but the problem with I think the problem with that idea is that the reason that most of the rounds died is generally because the people that play them and organize them don't have interest for the game that much. Like a lot, if people are like really interested in the game, the round's probably gonna stay around. But with like if we talk about like all of the rounds that have died recently, it's all just because like the organizer doesn't really have motivation for the game. So I doubt they'd be able to get players. to play for
I'm
them.
also gonna say this. There for rounds that are dead, you'll either have people who represent the round well who are just uninterested in playing RRs and wouldn't play.
Yeah.
But then you also have the people who would probably be interested in playing, but
they
would
don't
probably
represent.
would be better reps for other rounds. And if
exactly.
you
Like,
if you
brought AP
if you forced AP to be a team again, they'd have to get reps who are still kind of active in the community, which means there would be other teams who would have fewer reps.
It would just end up being like maybe
that's not
Dibs.
necessarily true.
It'd be like maybe Dibs, then Len, then like it's gonna be it's just not gonna be like
It would no.
people
No,
that-
the thing
here's
is,
the-
the thing is, the active reps aren't even like good reps.
That's
Exactly.
not. That's not. No, that's not even what I'm
Exactly.
saying. Like, okay, like just an example of AP. I've had this discussion with Tyler before. He said that like him, Carolyn, and Jackson would be willing to play if that were a thing. And I'm not saying that to say like, oh, it's possible for all of them, but I think it's
also,
it's possible to
does
make
AP
it
But that's
happen
come
because
back.
because
Does
if,
it really
if,
need
That's
to come
just
back?
AP though. Like we need
if
to
people
talk
are going to
about-
be interested in something, it would be All Stars, and I think it's
no,
possible.
but I'm saying why does AP need to come back?
Because like I'm saying, it'd be the send away for All Stars thing. Make it as big as possible, include as much as they can. I think they're like I'm not saying reinvite Hib or that kind of thing because obviously they don't deserve that
Well, I
kind
mean,
of thing.
okay.
but-
Well, I mean, like that's not really fair then. I mean, like if you're
Well, I
bringing
think- I
back
think the
all the
difference is-
rounds, Hib
Well,
did
no,
play All
I
Stars.
think the difference is that AP generally went off on a pretty good note. Season 11 wasn't the best, but it still went off as it was. It's no.
Well,
longer
but it's
a
like
good era.
even
The
when
last two
Hib
seasons-
joined, it was controversial. Like Hib wouldn't be invited back probably. Inseparable wouldn't be invited back because people just didn't like the fact that they were in there.
Again, like I said, that's not really fair to Hib. They played a season. You can't like take that away from them. Inseparable is the only
Guys,
one that I could see.
I'll represent Hib. I'll be there.
Well then,
Inseparable
if
is
you're
the
saying
only
you
one I
can't take
can
it away
see.
from
I have
Hib, then you
problem
can't take
with
it away from Inseparable.
Well,
the worst
yeah, the
part.
thing is, I'm not saying take it away. Inseparable is the only one that you can make a discussion for because they were a one-time thing. They had 2 seasons when season 2 happened. So I would also say, extend the invite to them too. You should extend the invite to everyone who had played a season plus maybe 2 or 3 more. But unfortunately,
I personally wouldn't be down for that idea. I don't think it would work.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I
think this kind of defeats the. I think it's kind of self-defeating because, like I mentioned earlier, it's like everyone has to have the attitude, and if you guys are just saying, "Oh, it's not going to work," "Oh, it's never going to happen," then it's just not going to happen.
Being realistic, finding
All-Stars
good
4
reps,
proved
finding
that.
good reps,
It's not going to work.
Yeah, that's because everyone had the shitty attitude.
Finding good reps for dead rounds, along with I'm personally thinking that All-Stars 5 could be good if it's done well, but I do not think you're gonna be able to get reps for dead rounds and also get good, like as we were talking about earlier, with like good All-Stars players as well as good reps. Like we're gonna have to find players from a dead round. Most of the good reps probably don't really play anymore or have interest for the round, which would probably also mean they're not going to be good for All-Stars. And generally, it doesn't make
like you can you can have the positive attitude, like, oh yeah, this can work, but then if it doesn't work, it's gonna have a negative reaction. Well, and then people are like surprised, like, ooh.
I would hope if people who are organizing it were seeing that it wasn't working out, then they wouldn't do it. But I think it's worth the old college try, you know?
Yeah, but also like Tiago said, getting good reps for dead rounds is gonna be pretty hard.
I think it's possible. That's all I'm
Do
gonna say.
you really think For the Win Kittens is gonna come back for AP though?
Doesn't have to be For the Win
Exactly.
Kittens.
That's my point though.
But you're making it sound like, oh, that's it. Oh, that he represents, like, I just think if it's possible, it's like you're giving up before even trying in my eyes.
All right. Well, I don't.
Real
I
quick,
mean,
shout out to this guy that put a banana on a drill.
Oh my god. I think I just don't.
If someone wants to try it, they can go ahead.
Be my guest. Go ahead and try it.
I personally, for example, wouldn't spend the time to do it myself because I don't think it would work out. But I mean, if someone has the motivation,
and that's not having a shitty attitude. That's just being realistic.
Yeah, it's.
I understand being realistic, but like I don't know. It is very self-defeating. The reason season 4 didn't work out was because nobody had the attitude to do it, and I think if people go into 5, then that's just self-defeating it. Whereas if people want it to happen, then it will happen well.
I think for if you want to do an All-Stars 5, you want to try and get a good people's mindset around it. You want to just have the live rounds that are out, like the rounds that are seen as like All-Star rounds, the rounds that are popular on the Reddit, and just try and get good reps for that. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but I personally don't think.
Also, we've completely missed the question, which was who would be added for season 5.
Lampoon.
Yeah, we just completely skipped
and
over
Bit,
that.
That's it.
Fission?
Fission.
Oh, and Fission. Lampoon, Bit, and
those
Fission.
three. I
That's
thought
it.
Fission was already in.
Nope.
No. What? You thought Fission was in season 4?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
You're a loser.
All right,
Fission only had I think they would have, but they didn't have enough.
It was Pathfinder,
Frenzy,
and Cataclysm.
And Kata.
That's in Frenzy. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys, blah.
All right, so this has been going pretty long, so let's wrap it all up with the Bit Origins. Also, my
Bit
dining hall
Origins.
closes in 40 minutes, so let's not try and make this 40 minutes.
We'll try. Anyways, so what do? Just talk about how we got it started and everything?
Yeah, one day, when we're having intercourse.
Alright, shut up, Parker. Alright, so to talk about how it came to be, we have to go back to a round that was called Salus.
Back in time.
Oh god, 40 minutes.
Salus!
Salus was a recorder round that Bushy tried to get off the ground as he organized himself.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Parker was a part of that.
I played it.
Dom was a part of that too, yeah.
Shout out to me.
The first attempt.
Me said Speed being a team, and then we lost to Dita.
The first attempt was an FFA in which Edvin had 50 gaps, which at the time, this is like mid 2015, was unheard of.
Edvin was also a lot better at that point.
Yeah, And so Bushy, like the smart organizer he is, decided, hey, we can't put this out. We're gonna redo it. It's gonna be a team of 3,
Dude,
and you can
season 2
invite
was so
whoever you
shitty.
wanted. And then the team of the team of 3 happened, and it was even worse.
Half the game died in episode 2.
Let's put it this way: Parker got Iron Man and First Death.
That was season 1.
That sounds like something
Oh,
I
that
would
was
do.
season 1. Never mind.
Season 2 is when the Kowalski's team all fucking nether fought like 3 teams, and everyone dies. So there's like 3 teams left.
Right.
And
Anyways,
the winner of that was like what, Short, Dita, and
No. It was Bushy's team. It was Bushy, Xenox, and somebody else. I think Party Animal MC or
Why?
something.
Wow.
Something like that. Anyways, so
Anyway.
Bushy decided we can't put this season out either. The round's dead. GG everybody.
The intro, like the verbal intro was way better.
Oh yeah, I uploaded that. It was
That was
hilarious.
so fucking funny.
But then after that, a couple days after, I was like, hey, I've kind of been wanting to organize a record round for a little bit, and you just failed with this one, so do you want to help me? Yeah, that was a great start. So Sam says no. And then I was like, okay, I guess I'm not going to organize a round then. And then like later that month, he DMs me and was like, hey, Lenny, you want to start a record round together? And I was half tempted just to be a spiteful little shit and say no. But I was like,
you should have.
yeah, fine, here we go.
Go back
Imagine
in
if
time
you
and
had said
fix it.
no, this podcast wouldn't have happened.
Right, and
Why
I
didn't
wouldn't
you say
hate
no?
myself. I should have said no. So then,
No means no.
I wouldn't
So
be in the
then,
community then.
Bushy and I started a record around, and at first we call it deception because we were unoriginal little shits, and
We called it that?
yeah what we were gonna do was we were gonna have a round that was
Gross.
based off deceiving people every
And
season.
moles, basically
This
moles
would
every
have been
season.
awful if it
Moles
went
every
this way.
season.
So
Yeah,
what
exactly.
So what ended up happening was we heard about Noah
Moles sky high.
Pikachu's round, which was also called Deception. And so at this point, we had already invited
Noah
a
had a
few
round?
people to our round. And we were like, shit, we need to think of an entirely new concept
Like me.
before we
Shout out to
start adding
Berlin
more
River.
people. And so what we did was Grant, Sam, and I, we sat in a channel and we just sat there. And Grant is the one who came up with the history idea. And Bushy and I both really like history, so we were like, yeah, we're gonna roll with this. Alright. And then, so then
Kid.
we just started inviting more people to that. People seemed really interested. We had a first attempt, which I uploaded the highlights of, which didn't go that great. And this made me really nervous because I was like, well, shit, this might not work out now. Which I still really loved the roster of season 1. It had Asian Wiz in it.
Yeah,
Ooh, hell yeah.
And
Dude,
so
shout out to me in Berlin.
So we decided to redo instead. We kept most of the teams together, and instead we had a power team of Curdy and Mental.
Best team.
Oh yeah, Cody got like
I
7
thought they
kills.
sucked.
Didn't he?
Huh?
Cody
Tiago?
got like 7 kills or some shit, didn't he?
They got 9 kills together.
Yeah.
But
I was
I
very
actually really
surprised
like
they did good.
in season 1. Half the roster got a kill, which I thought was really cool. 12 out of 24 people got a kill.
Fuck off.
Anyways, so season 1 got released. It was, your classic season 1 reception. It was a little bit better. It was like, oh, cool idea. I'll check it out. Season 2, we're gonna skip over season 2. So season 3 happens.
What happened,
Skip
what happened in
over
season
2.
2?
People happens.
Skip over season 3.
Which people happened?
The
Cinco.
SJO.
Okay, I'm
Joss.
sorry.
Joss Whedon happens.
I'm gonna be straight up. Why the fuck was that a team?
What thing?
Why was that a team? Because at the time nobody wanted to team with somebody on that team.
I think I even remember looking at the post. And I remember Lego commented on it like, one of these teams is better about. And you were like,
I was really pissed off that Lego made that comment.
Which
Like,
one?
I didn't want anyone to make that comment.
Which one was this?
You said it was an OP team when the intro
What?
came out.
Which one?
The season 2 team.
The Bliv, Jinko, and Slow Pro. And
I didn't say that. What?
Yeah,
I
you did.
yes, you did.
I
remember.
specifically remember you doing it.
And then the reply's like, they're a bit better, but I think.
Back in
Also,
time,
there was
season
a
2.
team of like, what was it? Fucking Hoppy, Sam, and Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
was
Sam wasn't
wacky.
that good.
Sam wasn't
That's
that
still a
good.
great team.
Yeah, that's a pretty good team. And then there was Big One, Green GL, and then there was Flues, but you know.
Well, he was that was
Wait,
kind
what
of
was my team?
I put it on the Reddit. It was
Your
you,
team was yourself,
Then
Lord
then you have
Laylaps,
Meeser and Lord. Fuck off.
well, in the end, it was Flues that kind of brought that. Like, it was like Jinko's team was completely out of healing, right? And then Jinko pearled on Flues and dropped him for like 8
All right,
gaps.
we're gonna stop talking about season 2 now. We're just gonna stop. So then we get to season 3, and we have our first
Fuck off.
attempt, which was pretty good. But what ended up happening was
I didn't say anything. I just took to the Reddit post
it wasn't on the Reddit post. It was on the intro.
on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
So two things went wrong. Was one that the winner Green GL didn't have any video for his perspective, but what we did was we actually contacted Sandra. We were like, Sandra, do you want to like half animate Green's last episode? And she actually agreed to do that. And then we were like, okay, we're gonna be a go with this. But then the next day, Keenus, who had hosted the game for us, messaged me saying, yeah, so some people were trying to spoil Bit 3 to me, like I didn't host the game or something. And I was like, these were people that I had absolutely no contact with at the time. So I was like, all right, well, if half the community knows about the season already, then we just gotta scrap it between the footage loss and then that happening.
To be fair, I think what happened was that like when Green, like everyone, I think people thought it was gonna be redone. And so they're like,
I
oh, fuck
don't
it.
know
And
exactly
then-
what happened.
then-
What was told to me was that somebody went a little too intensely investigating on this, and they ended up finding out that this was the final verdict, was that Jinko had said something to the wrong person, and that person then started spreading it to everybody in the community.
What a cunt.
And so then we just decided to redo. And this is where Tiago comes into the equation, because I was worried about having a way fewer people in the redo attempt, and he was just some random guy who had messaged me like he was interested in playing.
I
And
remember this conversation.
At this point, Tiago, the only thing he was known for was making renders for UHC on air and that kind of stuff, and like making montages. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a shot and just.
I like specifically remember this conversation.
Yeah, and I just mentioned like, hey, Bit's happening this weekend. Do you want to play? And this was our first conversation we ever had. And he was like, yeah, sure, thanks, mate, for the chance.
Thanks, fuck, mate. Oh. That's how you sound.
Great.
And so then we had season 3.
Overwhelmed.
Season 3 was alright. It wasn't anything special.
Bullshit.
I dropped
It was
7 episodes of hate,
bullshit.
and that hurt me. That really hurt me.
Hey, you got a kill though.
Yeah, I did.
Season 3 was bullshit. Season 4 was the best season.
Season 4 was
Best season ever.
Season 4 was an immense turning point for the round. Like, I will always view that as like the revival of our round, because just when the trailer came out, this was after all the controversy that happened with removing people, and I was scared that no matter how good anything was, it was just gonna be shit on.
There was a bit of stuff, but like in the end, it was
there was a bit of stuff, but people, to my surprise, people spoke out in defense of it, and like Frost went and removed all the shit posting comments and that kind of thing. And then it ended up blowing away the subreddit, getting like 86 upvotes or something, and it got a lot of views. And then the intro came out, and that did even better. The intro I was really proud of, so I was really glad that did well.
Remember when me and Sil got like fucking like bomb threats?
And then the season came out. The season was really good, really different. And then I was Johnny Not Fair Play on Gwep because I was both spamming cunt in
Don't
hole.
ever fucking say that again.
That's a comment I got. That's one of my comments on my video. Anyways, so season 4 really boosted my motivation. It was all around really great, really greatly received kind of thing. And then season 5 was just continuation of that. Season 5 was me really trying to reconnect with a bunch of people. I reinvited a lot of people who weren't in the round, and I reached out to a lot of different groups of people to play that season. Bit's always been really good at like including different groups of people. It's always been a weird mash, but a really good mash of people. So I'm really proud of that, and I'm continuing to do that.
Don't worry, Dom. We'll get there someday.
So season 5 was also just pretty good season. People seem to really like it. Intro, trailer, season, everything. And now we're gonna go through to season 6, which is not in the works yet because I've been really busy, but probably in a week I'll start on it.
Big in the title of the podcast, Bit 6 team reveal. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be me and Born.
Can I just say, in one of the
Hey, Paul.
Welcome
in
back,
one of the
Paul.
in one of the Clash episodes, I did receive an offer. It was if I changed my IGN to Telago, I was allowed to choose my team. Now I didn't take up that offer.
So no
But
team choosing for you.
Unfortunately, there won't be a team reveal, but I could have done that.
Damn, I wanted to see
Literally,
what
it's just
Team
gonna be me and
Talarga would have
Born
had.
versus the world.
What would the
If you
event be
laugh,
for
you
that one?
lose. The entire season's gonna be if you laugh, you lose challenge.
What's the theme of that episode of that
Going
season?
back to 2012.
The name of that season is back in time to that Twitter conversation I had with him, inviting him.
Oh, that's
And
that's
then
a
me
classic
canceling
event.
it.
Classic event.
Alright, so that's the
It's
story
actually,
of Bit.
actually going back to Cyrus.
Yeah, now would be the right time to close the podcast, but Lego's muted, so
Well,
You know what?
hey guys.
That's the end.
Anyway,
end. Bye.
so
Leave.
thank you,
Go.
Len, Kid, and Tiago for showing up.
And Cold was here at some point.
Yes, but he's not here for me to thank. So, as I stated in the beginning, if you would like to be a special guest, please message me or Dom on Twitter. We will probably make an announcement in the RR Discord later after this episode goes
message
up. I
me.
believe, Dom, right?
Send me your dick
wait, what?
pics.
I said after this episode goes up, we'll make an
Don't.
announcement
Wait,
about
don't.
what
Oh
we're
yeah,
doing,
we will,
okay?
we will. Don't worry.
Yeah, so thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you guys in 3 years.
Bye!